Hey, what's up? What's up? Happy rainy Friday. Creed 3 is out. Go see it, go see it, go see it. I've heard some great things from people who have actually went to the movie, the preview. They said it was excellent. So I cannot wait. I'm part of that trilogy, the Rocky trilogy. Hopefully, I know I'm saying that right. So I'm excited. I cannot wait to see it this weekend. So hope everybody is warm and dry. Get your mug, get your brew, get your wine. Let's zen out. Let's have some fun. March Madness is here. It's Women's History Month. We got Rkelz. What's up, Rkelz? What's up, Rkelz?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's up, Lois? What's happening?
Hey,
What's up, Lois? Happy Women's History Month.
yes.
Yes, yes. So we're gonna start the show off with just celebrating women that are in your life that have done some amazing things. Just love, support. So we're gonna start with you, Rkelz. Who are some amazing women in your life that you want to shout out for Women's History Month? Let's kick this off with style.
That was coming in the middle of the show, but since you done snatched that
Oh, sorry.
out the air, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
read the memo. We're going to have this problem. Didn't read the. But I'm gonna you and Lois a shout out for doing y'all thing on the show, and you out making it happen out in the community 24/7, and all the moms out there, them the head figures that keep the truck rolling down the road. So I'm gonna give y'all credit for the Women's History Month. I had a list of a couple sports details on there that we was gonna talk about, but we'll get to that later on down the road.
Okay. All right. All right. I see you, Lois. Okay. So who was those favorite women or women in your life?
Front room. Sorry. Had a kid, had to redirect them. Where is my thing? Well, first and foremost, the woman who gave birth to me, my mama. And then also most definitely my grandmother. Those
Okay.
two, through everything I done been through and through all my decisions and choices, I have never felt judged. Because how you can feel judgment from people,
Yes.
even though they say, they support you. That's the one thing that I've never felt from my mom and my grandmother is judgment. Me and my mom, we've had conversations about stuff, but there was never judgment. Grandma, she was just a supportive person. So,
Okay.
also, you know what? The ladies from my church, who are around my mother's age, there's a few of them, who have been there during certain times. And then, my sister circle, of my
Okay.
closest friends. And then I have to say, especially the past year, you have been awesome, especially with what we've been dealing with lately, and then just the conversations me and you have had about everything from, dealing with the bullying situation to just marriage and everything. I'm starting to realize that, what, I'm in a new season in my life, and it's okay if the same women that I came up with are not at the forefront and they're not the ones that I go to,
Yes.
because, you can relate to people, but it's at different times and different seasons in your life. And I'm starting to realize where I'm at right now and the journey I'm about to go on, they wouldn't necessarily understand it the way you and a couple other of my friends do. So, just shout out to everyone who has supported me and just not shown judgment, So, I mean, I don't mind being critiqued, but, to judge I feel nobody has the right to judge because nobody's perfect.
Man, well, thank you, Rkelz, Bingo Bob, and Tony Lois. Women's History Month. I thought this is like another month that I love. Rkelz will talk about it more and highlight something. But again, like my mom and my grandmother, we are a country family, and that's just who I am. That's just what my upbringing was. My dad had a lot to do with who I am, and my mom who I am, and where I'm at today, being cancer free. And then just seeing the strength of my daughter, who's a mom, and to see what she's been through, but it never stopped her, no matter what society felt that she was under and what she was doing, the stigmatism that goes around us as African-American women. She never stopped. She's had some major health issues, and she's come from it, and she's doing, great. And to see her, and that just like gives me strength. And when I say women, like my star six, they know who they are when it comes to my mentors of education. That's just who I am. Like, I wasn't corporate. I wasn't a teacher. That was not my background. None of that. And those star six women that I met at Renaissance Academy, they poured into me, they built me, they taught me. And then so they sprinkled on me, and then I left. It's almost like I left the home, left the nest, and became a teacher and a leader. And to see it all come back, and as I'm sharing with them the milestones that I am at, it's just a bomb. And then my sister crew too is business. Man, there is so many women that have business minded. And like you always say, where you going, you don't want to be right there. You want to be like somebody's above you. And that's just what it is. You learn, and it's equal playing field. There's no jealousy. There's no malice. It's just about literally loving and supporting each other wherever we're at, because people really don't know what I've lost to be where I'm at, the seeds we've sown to be where we're at. But yeah, Women's History Month is just another month that I love to celebrate the women that are in my life. All my mothers who are teachers, and all my families who are moms, single moms, wives. We have to do a lot, especially as we are teaching. And then for my women's who are out here, my students, my student body and my family, there's so much I can do. So I just love it, love it, love it. And then again, I got to give a shout out to you, Lois Lane, and to my board, my women. There's 8 women that literally, even though I'm the face of Empower You Foundation, it could not be possible without these 8 women. And I'm going to name them off. And that is Quan Abazier, Samantha Crooms. It is Emily. It's Emily Ann. Then we have Danny Graham. We have Meredith Lawson Rowe, Jamez Aloha. We have Farika Wooder, all the way from Erie, Pennsylvania. And we have Erica Hampton, which is our millennial. Listen, without those ladies that you see, like you see me in the forefront, but they are the behind the scene. They are the muscle, the lineage, everything that we do at Empower You is those 8 ladies. And without them, whoa, Empower You Foundation would not have the seeds that have blossomed into flowers. Already, 3rd month of the year, Empower You is continuing to blossom. So that's my Women's History Month. So we'll talk it back later when Rkelz brings us some more highlights. And then again, to his mother-in-law, my mother-in-law, she's doing great. She's back to some good health. So yes, it's just great to see, again, some great accomplishments that are happening. And we'll tell about our good news tomorrow, before the end of the show. So Rkelz, I'm going to stop talking. It's you at the helm. Bingo Bob, what you got for us? Let's get this show started right. Take it away.
We're going to get this cracking. We're going to start the show out today, talk a little bit baseball for a hot minute with the new rule changes and get your opinion on it. I'm going to give you a little quick rundown on about 4 changes they made. One is they're really big on the clock this year with the pitchers. So the pitchers have to begin a motion within 15 seconds before the clock runs down. So basically, they're trying to speed the game up. to get more people interest watching on TV, which I still don't think is going to be a big deal. But so the first thing is they're doing in the 20th. It's a 15-second clock. If you have a player on base, you get 20 seconds to get that first pitch out. And if you don't get it out, I believe you get some type of penalty. I'm not quite sure what the penalty is. I don't know if it's going to be bars on the pitch count and how that's going to. I don't know how that's going to work out. Then the batter has to be inside the box by home plate within 8 seconds of that 15-second clock. So the batter is not in that box. He's going to get a automatic strike. And then the next rule change they made the bases 15 inches up. They gave maybe 3 inches more bigger to 18 inches due to them having the ability to go back and look at, if they got a tight play at home plate or, runners, a tight play at first base, or when, first baseman got his foot on the bag, if the guy running got his foot on the bag. So those are the little quick changes they made so far. Me personally, I think it's going to mess the game up, in my opinion. I think it's going to be a lot of batters getting hit due to the pitcher rushing. And a lot of guys right now are being confused with this so far since they done started. A lot of guys aren't acclimated to this, so they've been taking longer to get into the batter's box and getting an automatic strike when they go over that 15, that 8-second countdown in the batter's box. So I think it's going to be a distraction of probably pretty much the first half of the season. So I don't know if you ladies, like I said, too in tune with the baseball game, but that's what they shoving down everybody's throat with a big teaspoon at the moment.
I don't like it. Like you said,
I don't really watch or follow baseball.
See, I follow it. When I say follow it, I like to go see it live. And like Rkelz, when I saw the new rules, like they said, they're trying to speed up the clock, but they've already had some high profile violations already. And it's not, it's just preseason. And they're always saying like, okay, I think it's going to be like disengagements because you're going to be talking about you got the run. But if I don't know. I just don't really know how that's going to set when it comes to speeding up the clocking of the game, because the game has to still, what is it? You get 3 outs and then the other person go, you have to switch out. I don't think it's going to really affect, especially if you're watching it on TV. Maybe watching it live, there might be a little bit of effect, in the speed of the clock. But man, baseball is just what it is. You gonna have to watch it, especially if you are a baseball fan. And I don't see, I think a lot of bases might get stolen, but I think a lot of people have a potential to be hurt also. So I guess it's going to have to be some adjustments that's going to have to be made. But again, there's been some high profile violations already in spring training. So, and a lot of the players that when they talk about it, they're not really too happy about the speeding up the pitch clock. So what you think, I'm going to say, Rkelz, I know you talked about what you think, Lois, just hearing about it.
I hear people talk about, the length of baseball is too long, and that's what like the new generation is saying about the game. And I know over the years, over the past like 3 to 5 years, I've been hearing them talk about rule changes. I really feel baseball is like that, I guess they call it a sport of the pastime or whatever. But I feel baseball is one of those sports where your newer generations aren't necessarily going to get into it unless they're introduced to it and, they get an interest like as a kid and stuff. Because I remember going to Clippers games when I was younger. It was through like the rec center or organization or whatever. And I'm a kid, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay. And I was in college. I want to say it was it was like 2003, 2004. It's when for like the ALS. I think that's what it is, or the American League or whatever. Did you see? I really don't. I remember it was the Red Sox. It was the Red Sox and the Yankees. And I remember when it was like the Red Sox and the Yankees for a little bit every year to represent, that side of the league in the World Series. And what was his name? The pitcher, Kurt Schilling, that had the bleeding sock for the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Okay. I tried watching one in on TV. I couldn't do it. I was like, oh no, this is just taking too long. I couldn't do it. I mean, I literally fixed myself a snack. I did not change the channel during commercial. I just couldn't do it. And ever since then, I haven't tried to watch it again. I know we talk about taking the girls to Clippers games live because it is a different experience live, but I feel they're trying too hard to get the younger generation interested.
Right.
That they're losing, as people say, the lifers. They're losing the generations that really like it and watch it.
Yep.
So
because everyone now, I'm sorry. Everybody wants now the things to be fast, and baseball just not going to be fast. It's just not.
No, you're right. It's not. It's not like.
It's not going to be fast at all.
There's a couple states where that games have been taken off TV. It was some big company that bought up some subsidiaries from Fox, and Bally Sports was one of them. And they haven't panned out. And now this company apparently has filed bankruptcy. So they've canceled all their contracts. And so now baseball is trying to figure out how they're going to air these games locally. Everybody trying to get that money. See, you messing with stuff like
right.
I feel in all sports, you should always find a way to make sure in that area those games are local to where they can be shown on 4, 6, 10, Fox, something that one of the channels that the majority of America has access to. Instead of cable and streaming and all of this, because not everybody can afford it and not everybody wants to subscribe to all of that.
No, they don't.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting from what I've heard. Players have adjusted and, they think it'll be okay. It's more so fans that aren't feeling it. Because apparently they tested this in the minor leagues last season and it went over well. So that's why they decided to try it in the major leagues this year. So,
okay.
Yeah, well, I think there's going to be a lot of players getting plucked out there on pitches because the pitcher's rushing early. But we'll wait and see how that goes. So we'll keep on going down the railroad track. So the next question is, would you do this for your kids? Quarterback A.J. McCarron, quarterback the Alabama Crimson Tide, he has taken a major pay cut from $4 million down to $60,000. So this is what he said. He said so his sons can watch him play, and he moved down to the XFL to watch him play in the XFL instead of him sitting on the bench for an NFL team. So he's saying that he is quite happy the way things are going. It's just fun to be out there, and he'd rather be playing than sitting on the bench. So me personally, I ain't giving up no $4 million. You better cut on YouTube if you want to see Daddy play. We can go out in the backyard and talk to football. I ain't giving up no $4 million just so.
No, absolutely not.
So. I mean, I applaud him for doing it, but Yeah, I mean, dude, you in a backup role. You gotta grab the bag while you can.
Right. Because I mean, at the end of the day, and it has shown, especially over like the last 5 years, you know, you don't know when your shot will come. It'll come sooner than what you think, because players is always getting hurt in the NFL. Like that's just crazy. No, ain't no way. Nah.
So he took a pay cut?
Yeah, he left the NFL and went down to the XFL, where The Rock is the commissioner of the XFL. He was making $4 million a year to be a backup quarterback in the NFL. Went to the XFL to make $60K so his sons could see him play.
You know what? My personal, my opinion would be sometimes money ain't everything. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's just not. And so maybe the fact that he took the pay cut, I know we say 4 million, but maybe in the NFL, his family could not go see because they couldn't afford it for them to pay and travel. Because if you think about $4 million, that's not a lot of money, even in the NFL. And you're trying to travel with air flights.
Traveling, he's a backup quarterback.
And I get that, but I'm saying everybody don't look.
To start in the XFL so his sons can see him play.
And that's what I'm saying.
Would you do that?
And if I was, I don't know. I mean, $4 million is not more money. I mean, I'm taking it from I'm taking it from an angle of why he did it. Because he wants his kids to see him play. His kids are not going to see him play in the NFL. Would I do it? I know, though. I guess the way I'm set up, I probably would. The way I'm set up, yeah.
You know what? And listening to you two sit here and talk and debate and go back and forth, and you're saying, money ain't everything. I mean, I get both sides. And that's the thing, like, they're probably already set up pretty good financially, even though he was a backup quarterback in the NFL. Ain't no telling what he was doing financially to make sure his family, was good to the point to where he could do this. And I'm sure this was something that he had been contemplating on a while about leaving the NFL, and then the XFL, came along. And so he probably prepared him and his family financially to where he could do this. I'm going to be honest.
I don't even think it's that. I don't even think it's that. I think I'm going to have to follow this story. Rkelz, you need to post this story, because I'm telling you, I don't think it has nothing to do with money. He just wanted his kid to see him play. Flat out.
I mean, that's what he said.
Flat out. It ain't got nothing. I don't think he was probably set up for no money.
And he want to be out there playing.
And I feel them, and that's why I'm saying, for me, the way it's set up, I probably would too. I want my kids to be with me, to enjoy it. Again, the NFL is a whole different beast in itself. Yes, you make millions and millions of dollars, but what really family who was in the NFL is really happy? I think that's like a small percentage versus when you go on to the lower levels, just like almost like collegiate. When you're in a collegiate, you like, oh my God, you just there. You having a good time. It's the camaraderie, the family. I don't think it was about money. I just think he just wanted to, he probably was there. I'm the NFL quarterback. I don't see my family because I'm always traveling. Let me go ahead and go back to another league where I can see my kids every day and my kids can see me, really make a statement in my life and not have to see them through a phone, whatever. So he probably didn't think about the money. He probably was like, yep, this is what I want to do. My kids come first and I'm going to do it. And for me, the way I'm set up, the way my zen is, I probably would do the same thing. Like, yep. You got to ask the fellas about that question. That's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question.
No, it is. Speaking of the fellas, where is everybody else?
I don't know. We're going to roll, but I'm just saying we need to put it out there so that they could, let everybody else I want to know what everybody else's comment is. Like, we've already had ours, like even, Rkelz, you can put that down in the chat and say, hey, this is what happened. Would you stay as an NFL quarterback? Or would you come down to XFL and for your kids? I would love to see some comments to see what they think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, well, let's move
Well, we
on
know
to
his stance.
the meat of the bone here. So I know everybody's familiar with the situation that's going on with the primetime player down at Alabama. I just how dumb is the coach down there, Nate Owens, man? I mean, he right now is sitting in the dark without a light bulb. He basically ain't got a clue on how to handle this situation in the media whatsoever. I mean, he done made some airhead comments. Reporter asked him, Brandon Miller, that's the player that had the situation where one of his other players had an altercation and killed a young lady, and he called him to bring him a gun due to this volatile situation because she wouldn't give him no holler when they was out and about, out at a restaurant during the late night hours in the morning. So he brought the guy back a gun and ended up caused the young lady to get murdered, and they both up for capital murder charges. So, but somehow that down in Alabama that rule got Miller off the hook, so he's back on the basketball team. So my question is, should Brandon Miller be back on the team for bringing a gun that killed what's her name? Demetrius Mills. I'm sorry, Jamaica Mills. She was a 23-year-old, had one child, and the coach, like I said, he just don't have a clue what's going on. One reporter asked him, did he reach out to the family at any time?
Nope.
He sat up at the podium, ain't know what to say, what to do. He over there looking at the AD. AD had to come out from the background telling reporters, keep all questions strictly basketball. So it's just a train wreck down there right now as far as this situation. So I just want to get y'all ladies' opinions. Do you think he should be back with the team? And the coach, like I said, he just making insensitive comments. He basically said that he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. So how you in the wrong place at the wrong time when you already at home? You bring the gun to the guy to cause this situation. So
for me, that's a whole debacle down there.
Yeah. So then the next thing is when he did get back with the team, you know how you come out for your introduction, like they announced the starting five. He comes out and have a player pat him down like he getting frisked, and this dummy fell for the players told him he getting patted down like he at the TSA at the airport. This dummy said, "Oh, go ahead and do it." So he's just a coach right now that's all about getting a W and don't care who he got to step on to get it because they're ranked number 2 in the country right now. So it's just a volatile state. It's just one of the things that college sports, a win just foresees everything.
I know. For me, it's wild to see it even play out on the news. To see even him. For me, I think he's arrogant. If I was the coach, he would have not been back on that team. Because once I would have found out that he brought that gun, that means you are a accessory to murder. Because it was your gun. You provided it him. That means that you had to have some type of inkling, because to me, if you're asking for a weapon to be brought somewhere, I'm going to ask questions because that's my weapon. You know what I'm saying? And then you don't know, again, if it's registered or it's not registered. But if somebody says, hey, I want to use your weapon to go over here and do something to a girl, you ain't going to tell me that he didn't know there was some type of conversation. And that's why. And then you got the coach. Like one thing the coach did say, I cannot he said he could not monitor them. But when you look at Deion Sanders and how he monitors his team, he said, you are the coach. You need to know where your players are at all times, especially when they're on a team. I can't say that for the rest of the campus because that's the campus.
Well, I agree with him, man. You can't monitor your players, but my thing is, he don't have a conscience in this whole situation.
You can monitor your players. You got to, because we saw that through cheerleading. You need to know, especially if they're on campus, you need to know where they're at. You cannot volunteer like all the time, but there needs to be some type of conscience where you know where they're at. And then with you saying, okay, I'm going to give somebody a weapon, that should have been like your stance. Like, you know what? Let me go call somebody. Know why? Because you knew it was going to happen. A child passed away. A young lady passed away. And now you back on the team balling. And then when they ask you, no, because you have not reached out to that family. The family already said you didn't reach out. Things happen, but whoa, no, you wouldn't. For me, you would not be back on that team. You wouldn't be on that campus. You would be done, gone, because you're gonna be fitting for your life because you accessory to murder. So I don't. That's my take.
What you got, Lois?
Okay. When I was at OMS and had my radio show, used to come across stories like this, and we used to call the segment "My Mama Ran." And this was before I had the kid. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was already a mom. But this is where Mama Rant would come in. Like, no, if I'm the coach, no, he's not going to be back on my team. I don't care what the law is in Alabama. In my eyes, you are an accessory to murder. Somebody's asking you to bring your weapon and you not asking questions. Who asked you to bring a gun and they don't plan to use it? First of all, common sense 101. Look, I was never in the streets. My parents weren't in the streets, but there are just some things for me that are just common sense. You asking for my weapon. First of all, if I'm already on the way and you asking for my weapon and I know it's in the car, guess what? I'm turning around and like Tanya said, I'm going to inform somebody else, especially if I know where you're at. But the coach, you completely bombed this. You showed no remorse. And then you act like you got offended when people asked you questions about it. They knew when this story first broke, the AD, the coach, the trustees, the president, whoever, they knew what they were going to do. They had the information. I love how people want to believe that these organizations and professional sports and these colleges do not have all the information up front.
Right.
They do.
They do.
They do. And you know what? Timing is everything. When stuff gets put out there, it is never a coincidence.
Right.
It is never a coincidence. But Alabama as a whole fumbled, botched this entire situation. And you know what? I feel situations like these are really going to get messy because as we keep going season after season now, especially like with football and basketball, now that you have the NIL deal aspect into this, they completely botched it. No, he wouldn't be playing. He wouldn't be on the team. I'm with Tanya.
There's no
You're
way.
gone from school. In my opinion, you do not have to keep an athlete on the team or in school if nothing can be done to them legal by the law, because I'm sure all these schools, for just being a student and then being an athlete, there is a moral clause in there. There is a moral standard. And you know what? If you're not going to use moral standard, then don't even have it in there.
And that's what it is. That you just said a moral clause. Moral.
Exactly.
Rkelz, have you even seen him?
Say what?
I am going to bring up something. The Baylor situation.
Same thing.
With those football players.
Same
that
thing.
whole debacle at Baylor. That's what I'm saying. But I know, but hold on. This is what I'm talking about when I say the moral clause. See, they reminded the females well, this is a Christian school. We got to call your family, report them that you've been drinking. You're going to have to go before the board. They intimidated them to protect the players. Here, they just swept it under the rug. They didn't put all the information out up front. And, they made it seem like they didn't know everything to protect him. And then, well, by law, he can't be charged because I don't care. No, you brought a weapon. A young lady, a mother, lost her life. There is a little boy out there now who will not have his mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it just boiled down to that.
Because
as we say, the money bag drives the bus. That's all it boils down to, because they're number 2 in the country, and they got a good shot of making a run in the tournament.
Yeah.
But that's all it boiled down to. The money bag is driving the bus in this situation.
But at the end, yeah.
But my thing is,
always drives the bus.
Yeah, but my thing is with that coach, though. I mean, that's what all these coaches do. They smart dummies, because when it comes to common sense stuff, majority of them ain't got a clue. They just the stuff that come out of their mouth, like the Baylor situation, same thing. That coach was just being naive about what was going on, and it's just about the dollar driving the bus. So, but I guarantee if they was in the toilet, that dude would be gone. They was having a horrible trash season. He wouldn't be nowhere to be found.
Right, nowhere to be found, and that's what's so unfortunate.
You're right.
That's what's so unfortunate with this whole entire case is that they're winning.
Yeah, right. No, and Bob is right. If they were having a losing season, he wouldn't be on there. He would be gone. He probably would have been kicked out of school. Or 2, if he was a bench player, he would not be on that team still.
True.
It's also too, it's the rules.
If he was a role player or a bench player, he wouldn't be on there.
Yeah. It's the rules too, Rkelz. It's the rules. Like, a lot of these rules are still old school rules, because you didn't have, you know what I'm saying? It's like they wrote this playbook, they wrote these rules. Deion Sanders said it like a couple when he was at Jackson State. The playbook and the rule books that are happening in these schools are like old school rules, like in the 80s and 90s. They was like, okay, we added these rules, but it never happened. Now things are happening, and they're trying to apply these old rules to this new way of life for these young kids, and these kids know how to get around these rules because they already know, well, there's this, like they said, it's a true loophole, because if you look at the rule books, some of that stuff is so outdated that it needs to be updated to what's happening right now, the things that you see happening in these schools on campus right now. And it's not, because this was still not affecting someone who was like baby back in the 90s, maybe in the early 2000s, when social media wasn't really a part of life. So when somebody's about, I'm gonna get a gun and whatever, you might have had maybe 1% of that happening back in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Now here we are, 2023, where these kids have access to guns, to weapons, everything, completely. Every day, just like almost like popping candy. And you didn't know why? It's because it's a way of life for these kids. It's a way of life. Oh, okay, I'm gonna hand it here, and never think about it, because again, what they do, they know the rule book, just like when I go back to bullying. These kids know when a child's being bullied, they know better than their teachers, and they know better than the administration. The administrators be running around with their head cut off while the kids manipulating the handbook, manipulating it to whatever they want it to look like. And that's what I said here. That young man should not be. A young woman is gone because you allowed her to take your weapon. That's your weapon. You should be what is that word? When you are part of something, I can't even think of what it is, but you know what I'm saying? When you was a willing participant, but that's not the word I want to say, but you knew. Ain't nobody gonna ask you for your weapon. That don't make no sense to me. He would not be playing. I don't care who winning. He would not be. Right. He would be gone from that campus ASAP. Mom, you got 24 hours to come pick up your young man, help him get some counsel, because he gonna need it.
Yeah. Well, we got another one that's on the hot plate. NFL wise, we got our NCAA football champion. Question is, will his draft stock fall for Jalen Carter, who was involved in the racing after a couple hours after they got back to Athens, Georgia? Two cars racing, and I guess the other car got in front of him, and that's when the 2 lives were lost. And I guess Jalen was driving the other car, so he fled the scene after the accident. So he's up at the combine and was supposed to be going through all the functions up there, but he had to leave due to having a bench warrant for his arrest. So he had to leave there and head back to Athens and address that situation. So the question is, will his draft stock fall? And also, I guess they're saying that he has not the best locker room teammate. I guess he'd be having some blowouts in the locker room. So that's starting to come to light also behind this situation. So question is, GM, does his draft stock stay the same, or do you think he's going to fall down a couple pegs?
He ain't going nowhere. He might as well go ahead and sit on down, get him some counsel too, because he gonna need it. And because again, ain't no NFL gonna pick that up and draft you and then got to release you because you gonna be found guilty. Like, first of all, because that never came out in the beginning. Like when you told me Rkelz, I would have never known that he was racing because that was kept out of the news. So now that's came to light.
Well, no. It wasn't that it was kept out of the news. What happened was he left the scene.
Yeah, he left the scene.
But still, okay, so he left the scene.
Hold on, Tanya. He left the scene, and then he returned to the scene. He initially told the cops he wasn't there. He heard the crash while he was over in an apartment complex. But this is where I'm with you. Then he backpedaled, and then he, in a separate interview, then that's when he told them that, yes, he was riding behind them, beside him, but they weren't crashing. I mean, I'm sorry, they weren't racing. So
you knew.
So, all we had was what was put out there. Because when I read it, I was like, hold on. They said this was a single car accident. I'm like, how is he even liable? And then I started reading articles. I'm like, okay. So first, you left the scene of an accident, and then your dumb butt comes back, and then you decide to lie, not once, but twice to the police.
Ain't going nowhere.
You lied because you knew what you was doing was wrong, and you knew it could affect your draft status. But, I mean, come on, dude. Haven't you looked at what's been happening the last 10 years? Stuff is coming out, and the truth is starting to come out quicker and quicker with each situation.
And there it is. Right. Yep.
You know what? And I will say this about Georgia, period. After that championship, they were drunk off of power, and they were feeling themselves. Yep. I mean, drunk off of, I'm sorry, not power, but, status, and they were feeling themselves. Because after that one, now everybody, are they the next dynasty? Are they replacing Alabama in the SEC? So I'm sure them players just went out and wowed out. Because remember, he's not the only one. There was another offensive lineman in a separate racing incident that got into an accident that we haven't heard about. Stetson Bennett down in Texas, driving drunk and stuff. I'm like,
I know. I just know now, as of today, there's a surveillance video that just dropped that showed the moments leading up to this deadly, crash. And a lot had to play with the adrenaline, because they almost lost to Ohio State in those defining moments. They ended up winning. So then you came and you blew out TCU. Yeah. Your ego was hot. I'm racing, and kids race anyway. That's just, But for me, he another one, Rkelz. He's not going to the league, because right now that new surveillance video just came out, and it shows. It came out this morning at 11 o'clock this morning, and it shows moments. What'd you say, Rkelz?
He's gonna get a tap on the wrist. He's gonna get a little ticket. Oh yeah, he'll be getting drafted. Oh yeah, he's getting out of that. Oh yeah. Question is anybody gonna want to fool with him? That's the
That's what I'm.
logic.
Yeah, you might get out of it, but you got to think about it. It's public knowledge. You know what I'm saying? When stuff like this was happening years ago, it took years. Who was that? I cannot think. Oh my God. They had a show. A matter of fact, it was morning sports talk. And he said the same thing. He was like, when we was playing ball, he said, if you did something, it took years for it to come out. He said, now it's 2 hours, not even 2 hours. It's 10 minutes tops. Somebody has on your phone. Somebody's releasing it. Yeah, everybody got cameras, and now they got to believe that, they know now that Leroy and Carter were racing at high speeds, and then, when Chandler's SUV, then you driving in an SUV. Like, who's an SUV? Like, what? Like, that's the next thing. You're drag racing in an SUV. Come on now. So, and it's for me, I don't think he's going to the league. When he left to go back from the combine, that was the nail in the coffin. I can't see him. Yeah, he might get out because he gonna have to go get some good counsel, but I don't see him going to the league this year at all. Who gonna pick him up? You are gonna be in the middle of, because if you think that those kids that lost their life is gonna let this lie down while you walk into the NFL, you got to be kidding me. Got to be kidding me. They not gonna let it.
He get drafted. I'll tell you that right now. So,
ain't no way he get drafted. Ain't no way. No way at all.
Yeah. Because you know what? The charges right now are misdemeanors. Yeah. They're not felonies. They're misdemeanors. And I understand what you're saying, Tanya, but at the end of the day, I do believe that is going to make a big difference in a lot of these teams' minds. And it's because just like a lot of these teams are a defensive and an offensive player away from competing, especially on the defensive end.
It's just like what we just talked about.
Now, they'll monitor the situation.
The win is going to
his contract could be constructed a little differently than others, but I would be more shocked if he is not drafted than if he is. Now, maybe he's a little bit out of the top 5. I don't know.
Okay.
He gets drafted.
No. He don't get drafted. And if he do get drafted, it's not going to be in the top 5. He's not going to go so they can release him. There is no way. Because again, once all this evidence starts, and it's starting to come out. Now they got a video that surfaced. It shows the excessive speed. He now, he killed a recruiting staff member, not just him. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just a football. Recruiting staff member was passed away. You think that ain't about the job? What?
But that
you knew
he wasn't in that car. He wasn't driving that car.
But it doesn't matter. You was drag racing. You was a part of it. When I say you might not go to jail, but I'm not. The question you asked, would he go to the league? He's not going. He's not going.
Okay. But don't bet the farm on that. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Not going.
Bet the farm on it.
Too much is happening. Too much. Roger Goodell is going to be under fire. The reason why he might not go is because whoever picks him up is going to be scrutinized. And that is going to be heck over wheels in that camp and that team office when that dude steps on that campus.
True enough. It may be a little heat at the start, but as soon as they get close to that first kickoff at 1 p.m. on Sunday, this situation will be tossed out the window and never talked about again.
Nah, this ain't gonna go away. Okay. Maybe if it was just kids, but you killed a recruiting staff member. That ain't gonna go away. Sorry, it's not.
Okay. I'm telling you now.
We gonna keep watching it.
Oh yeah, we are. Oh, this is gonna be watched closely. So before we move on, I'm just curious what y'all think it is. I don't know if y'all have seen it or seen clips of it or read the article about it. So apparently, since all of this has come out, Kirby Smart did an interview, and there are people who are saying that Georgia has a culture problem.
We've been on that.
His response is, hold on. His response is absolutely not. I would say we're far from it. When you talk to people outside our program that come into it, they talk about what a great culture we do have, and we do an incredible job because I've got a lot of outside entities that come into our program and pour into these young men. Do we have perfect young men and women and players? Not necessarily, but I promise you this, that's the intent, for us to grow these guys and get them better. And I feel really good about the culture within our program.
It ain't about the program. It's about
nice PR. That was a nice PR.
Right. That's right. That was a nice PR.
That was nice PR right up from the English department.
Yeah.
Hope they put parentheses and comments in there for him. Nice write up.
Yeah, that was a nice write up. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna continue to keep saying it. What's happening in these universities around the world is where it is changing. The culture is changing. The kids have more accessibility to different things that we as 30s and 40s, I would even say like late 20s, didn't even do. You got these kids coming in here at 18, 19 years old, and they're just, fame is different because social media. You got kids who was the water boy, and they got over 5 million, 5 million views and 5 million followers because you got social media, where you had to make those connections through the fans. Now the fan base is anybody from around the world. So it's a different space. And it's woo. It's taking on a whole nother life of its own. And these incidents are happening more prevalently, and they're happening more and more, not just in, prestige, campuses, across the board.
All right, well, let's keep the truck moving. So we got our next one. We're going to talk about John Morant's mouth is getting him in hot water off the court.
The lead thug wannabe in the NBA. I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
No, I said the thug wannabe of the NBA.
Oh, yeah. So I guess this
thug wannabe of the NBA.
This incident, I'm going to say, maybe happened a couple months ago. He got into it. I guess he had a pickup game at his house. And he got into it with a teenager, I believe. They claimed that Morant hit the teenager a couple of times, and him and the teenager had words, and he is saying that the teenager threatened him. So he went back in the house, tucked the gun in his shorts, came back out with his hand on the gun, talking smack and talking shit to the teenager. So that's been a blowout. I guess the NBA didn't talk to him about that, but I don't think any ramifications have been brought up. And he also had another issue. He was at the Memphis Mall and had some type of confrontation with the guard about a parking issue. So one of his people in his entourage shoved the guard in the face at the mall, and he's been banned for 1 year from being at any home games for the Memphis Grizzlies. So how much more will John Morant press his luck? Because it seemed like his little street mentality is starting to get him in a lot of hot water.
Yeah.
That's your personality and all, but you got to know when to dial that back a little bit.
Right.
So I'm really interested to see how this gun charge is gonna shape up.
I am too, because first of all, you invited the young man, and he was talented. And I think he was jaw jacking because he probably was beating that tail on that. I keep trying to say street ball and street ball and NBA ball, two different things. You invited this dude was a highly talented local high school baller, and you was playing that pickup game. He probably was jaw jacking. He probably was tearing that tail up in front of people, and then you gonna hit the boy not just once. You hit him 12, 13. That means you beat him up. Then you gonna go and get your weapon. Like what? Oh, and a 17-year-old that you invited. Like, come on now, Jay, you doing too much. You doing way too much. And then again, all these NBA players with these entourage, aren't they tired of that? Even when they look at the The rap stars, rap stars get in more trouble because of their entourage. Not them, it's who they rolling with. What you doing? Like a parking spot, dude, you could have did valet parking and kept it moving. Like, oh my God, you ain't that big. Because I'm telling you, that gun charge, that's gonna stick. Because I'm telling you, Roger Goodell and what's our sir? What is the GM for the NBA?
Oh, commissioner is Silver.
Yeah,
Silver.
they two different breeds, baby. Two different people, two different type of folks. You're not gonna bring that foolishness. You're not gonna keep doing that. They're gonna go somewhere and set you down. And the reason you keep bringing charge from the police, because I know they keep covering, but no, you got one more strike, sir, and you're gonna go somewhere and sit down. Sit down.
Well, I don't think nothing's gonna come up to either one. I'm pretty sure he probably didn't grease the hand of the little dude that he didn't slapped up when he brought him in for the pickup games. I'm pretty sure he didn't paid him off handsomely to fade off into the darkness. As far as the guard, that ain't on him. His boy got banished from being at the pyramid at Memphis, so he gone for a year. So
what you mean? What you mean it's not him? Yes, it is. That's who you are. Who you hang around.
I know, but I'm just saying that wasn't that ain't got his hands directly on it. That was his boy doing that. So, I understand what you're saying. They go hand in hand, but you can't put that one on him.
Yeah, you can, dude. Go somewhere and sit down. Like, dude, you can tell your dude. That's like you and Troy rolling out and Troy and getting out altercation. You're gonna be like, dude, if you don't go somewhere and chill, like, dude, it's a parking spot. Let's roll out. But he's trying to be like you said, thuggism.
Yeah. And I see what Tanya's saying is like you can put that whole situation with his boy on him, because at the end of the day, when you look at it, if Morant doesn't start getting in his feelings about the parking spot, then his boy probably don't do what he did towards the guard. Because come on, anybody who's rolling with Morant right now, they are going to show out to show that they're down with him and all of that. So his attitude, his actions is going to fuel how his boys act. And like I said, a lot of these guys got a bunch of yes ma'ams. Don't nobody want to put them in check. Be like, hey, look, you got too much to lose. Let's just roll out. It's not even worth it.
Right.
But from the time they show any flashes of any skill at 8 or 9 years old, all of a sudden, these athletes have adults kissing their behinds at this young age. Nobody humbles these boys anymore.
Nope.
And so by the time they get to the league, guess what? By the time they get to the league, it's a mess. Like, it is really going to take them to get beaten within an inch of their life or something serious for them to even take a step back and look at their actions.
Yeah.
That's why I said, ooh, if I had a son, and they was like, oh, Tanisha, you'd be putting him in everything. You're dang on right, he'd be playing. But guess what? The first time he would mouth off, he would act like he ain't have to listen to nobody. Yes, I'm mama, but guess what?
Yeah.
I'd punch his little behind in his chest and let him know what's up. Like, you ain't earned nothing yet. That's the problem.
That's
the problem.
Yep.
That is the problem with these athletes today, especially in football and basketball. Everybody's doing this because they want a piece of this. They want to go along for the ride.
I'm telling you.
You know, like even Michael Vick said it yes. Even Michael Vick said it best in his 30 for 30. You know, it took after he ended up having to serve time in a federal prison, looking back, that, you know what? You got to leave some people behind. You can't take everybody with you because not everybody is going to have your best interests.
Right.
You know, at heart. They're not going to be thinking about you. They're going to be thinking about themselves and, you know, what they want and what they can get out of it. And there's a show that used to be on VH1. It was called Hit the Floor. And
that was my show. Yeah.
I don't know if you remember at the end of season 2, because one of the main characters on the basketball team, Derek, his mom was played by what is her net face? Oh God, I want to say Tisha Arnold. She played on
Yeah, it was
Martin.
Tisha Arnold. Yeah.
Yeah. So she shows up at his games when they won the championship. And after they win, she goes, how about me and you? We, just me and you, we celebrate tonight. We go out to dinner. He's like, great. So he makes reservations at his favorite restaurant, and they get there, and at the table is all these people that she invited because she wasn't really there as a mom. She only came around to ask for my, and in that moment, when he sees that, it hit him. Man, she don't care about me. She just trying to get this money.
Yeah.
And he basically told her to go away, and he left, and he cut her off. I'm like, but people are too afraid of what other people will think of them these days. You can't bring everybody with you. Has nobody learned from MC Hammer? Like, you cannot bring the whole neighborhood with you.
Nope.
You cannot bring the whole neighborhood with you.
Nope.
I mean, look at LeBron. And when you look at his, his company he has, I mean, he had 2 of his childhood friends. Like, that's one thing I give him. But, he didn't try to bring everybody. He hired 2 childhood friends to do his marketing, fired his marketing team, and what happened? Them endorsements and everything went through the roof. But He didn't try to bring everybody with him. Hey, his mama was cutting up. Okay, mama, you got to go sit down somewhere.
Right.
But if you don't have those people in your corner and in your camp reeling you in, this is what you get. This is what you get.
Yeah, that's what you get.
And this is going to be a mess. Like, something is going to happen to him. And I hate to say it. I'm not trying to speak it into existence. But if somebody doesn't reel John Morant in, and we already know it's not going to be his daddy.
Yeah.
Because his dad needs to go sit down somewhere too.
We already know it's not going to be his father. That's where he got it from.
And that's the problem. That is the problem.
Well,
but if somebody does not get a hold of him and reel him in, breaking news, John Morant in the hospital after altercation. I'm just saying, because you are going to mess with the wrong one. Like the whole incident with what's been going on with Keisha, the little boy that was picking with her at the end of last school year. Guess what? He got into it with a student 3 weeks ago, and guess what? That boy's jaw got broke. Why? He decided to mess with the wrong kid. So John Moran is going to try to flex on the wrong person. Breaking news. That's all I got to say about that. And you can't be too afraid of what these players are going to do, what fans are going to say, especially the younger fans. It's like, do what you want. Try to shape your league how you want it to be. Because I feel we are a moment away, honestly, with the way him and the Memphis Grizzlies are acting. I feel we are a moment away from another Malice in the Palace situation. I don't care. Because all it takes is one punch, one swing, and it can get out of control.
Out of control. I know Rkelz, before we go, Ocon is at the Arnold. And so he's going to be coming on in the next maybe 10, 15 minutes with some of the Arnold athletes. So they're going to come on with On the Move with Rkelz Media. So I'm excited. So he said there is a lot of African bodybuilders that are there in competition this year at the Arnold, which is taking place down at Nationwide Arena. So Ocon is going to jump on like in the next 15 minutes, and he's going to have some of the athletes to come on and talk and share their experience from day one. So we're just going to keep watching as he pop in. And then if I kind of, stop and go into Ocon, go to Ocon, that's right, because he's down at the Arnold right now. So. That's gonna be dope. What's up, Bookie Troy?
Hey, what's up?
What's going on?
What's going on?
Oh man,
Hey, Bookie.
just in here doing the do. In here doing the do. Glad you made it on. All right, so we're gonna move on. Well, we see that our favorite quarterback has made his way out of the dark room and with no light on his NFL future. So he's still holding the Green Bay Packers in a headlock. So as a GM, how would you handle this situation for Aaron Rodgers? Is it time to put old Aaron on the curb and get some draft picks, or do you want to sit through this mayhem until 3 weeks before the season starts with no team camaraderie with his receivers and everything's still just a hot mess?
He need to go.
I'm going to go ahead and let you start this off because I know that's your favorite play.
Who? Aaron Rodgers?
I was waiting for Bookie Troy to say so. I'm like, who? What favorite players is this?
Troy on AT&T delayed time over there. He got a 5-second delay.
That's what I said. Who?
Clearly he doesn't want to be there. He didn't went. He on podcasts and going into dark retreats. He needs to make up his mind if he want to get a check for $60 million. I would have made that decision like 6 months ago.
Right.
He don't want to be there, and at this point, I don't think that they don't want him to be there either. Now they like, man, you ain't gonna be playing us like that. We got a quarterback that's capable of managing the team. What's his name? Jordan Love. Am I saying his name right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got Jordan Love. They just don't have nobody to back up Jordan Love in case he get hurt.
Yeah.
No, he's not gonna go to the Jets. I think the Jets gonna sign Derek Carr. Derek Carr's gonna go to the Jets.
Well,
Aaron Rodgers is not going back.
You know, Aaron Rodgers need to get, like I said this last week, and I'm going to morph these two characters together. I think that's what I'm going to change my name to. Call me Red Knight, because I would have Aaron Rodgers will get hung out the window right now, about 20 stories up, because he messing up the fireworks for the franchise. I would give him a deadline. That's all there's to it.
Hey, Bob, I got a question for you.
Yo.
I got a question for y'all. What if it was Dak Prescott doing all this shenanigans?
He'd be gone.
What would happen?
He should be gone now, even without the shenanigans.
He'd be gone. I'm a Cowboy fan. And the reason why Aaron Rodgers keeps getting this pass is because he was great. Aaron Rodgers was great. And Aaron Rodgers is hanging on by a thread. He need to go ahead and retire, go somewhere and get on somebody's analyst box and talk sports from the box, because you can't create something that is almost gone. So if it was Dak Prescott, he would have been gone. 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 And any other quarterback for that matter. Besides, I guess like Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Look at all the shenanigans that Tom Brady has done. Not to the extreme of Aaron Rodgers, but they've done some shenanigans too, and they still are around. The good old boys. But their time is up. They're new sheriffs in town. And Aaron Rodgers, he's just trying to keep. No, I wouldn't put up with it. Like Rkelz said, I would give him a deadline. And if you do not do it that you don't sign, you're gone. I'm going to pay you out and I'm going to roll. Because you're not going to string what you did, all them shenanigans you did last year or before the season, through spring training, through the preseason. Anybody got time for that this year, Aaron? You got to go. You got to go. Because he keeps the other quarterback from getting reps. And then you have ass playing. No.
Well, he's got a couple other teams he can go to.
Let him go to the Jets.
He can go to. He can go to Vegas.
You go there.
He can go to San Fran.
And they can deal with your headache. They can deal with you and your shenanigans. But if I'm the Green Bay Packers, forget giving him a deadline. Look, I would start shopping his behind around. And you know what? At this point, bump even consulting him. No, I'm not sending you out the door, walking you out the door, amicably. Bump that. Bump that. I'm going to shop you around. Who can I get the most stock for you? And guess what? Here you go. Bye-bye. Because everybody wanted to harp on most of the season about the receivers being young. But you know what? When you have young receivers, when you have rookie receivers who haven't had a lot of playing time, and you have a veteran quarterback, you know what helps? Getting in rhythm with one another, attending training camp, attending OTAs, instead of sitting here, being in your feelings, and acting like you can just do whatever, get on the field the first game of the season, and turn it on. No. So what was going on with the receivers? I put that all on Aaron Rodgers. You did not put forth the time and effort to get the chemistry and the timing down with your receivers. Okay, yes, they're in the National Football League, but come on. You can't just step on the field without taking the time to get to know each other's strengths, weaknesses, knickknacks, and expect in real game time for it to just click. Not when you got 250, 300-pound linemen coming at you, and they got corners like keeping up with them step for step. So out you go. Out you go.
I agree with that. What's up, Mr. Tennessee?
What's going on, man? I'm just chilling, listening to Lewis Lane, talk about John Morant. I'm not a John Morant fan, but she right about Aaron Rodgers. I think he getting old. You need to go on and sit it down, so y'all Cowboy fans can at least have a chance to win something, Indeed. And what's that the kids say? Indeed.
Are we really going there? Are we really going there?
I'm talking smack all summer.
I see. Okay. I'm about to sit on that one for a minute. I'm going to get a comeback before the end of the day, because that was some foolishness that you just put out there on this there here. The heck?
I'm on lunch, so I got all day. Let's get it.
All right. So our next big deal quarterback on the table is Mr. Lamar Jackson.
Present, you better behave.
Uh-oh.
Huh?
We're not going to have all trust that across the board. Hey, what you say, Rkelz?
The next one, the big deal quarterback on the block is going to be Lamar Jackson.
Oh, my God.
The GM feels they are in a good place right now with negotiations, which I ain't buying that for one brown penny. So will they get it? Well, the question is, do you think they'll get a deal done before the tag deadline?
No.
And I'm saying no.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Hecky, no. No, especially after that one wide receiver came out and tweeted. No, absolutely not. Because this goes to show this is not just about Lamar Jackson. To me, with everything that's been coming out, you could say from the inside, the Ravens are falling apart. The coaches, the GMs, they're stuck in their way of how they want to do things. They don't want to tweak it. They don't want to change it up. They graded every team on like their strength and conditioning, and Baltimore got an F-. Like, if you hire your strength and conditioning staff, that's a problem.
Are they falling out because they've been spanking them Browns?
Got a couple podcasts.
Are they falling out because they've been spanking your Browns, or you just pure hating? Because I smell some haterade. They're gonna get the deal done for Lamar. They're gonna hit him with the franchise tag.
No, it's not pure hating.
It's not
pure hating. I'm for Lamar giving his money. What I'm saying is, when you look at the organization, everything that has been coming out,
San
over
Francisco
the
gonna
years,
win.
Baltimore has never had a
Following here with
situation
his
like this
in the
where
game,
they've had players talking about the organization. That has
Right.
always been kept and dealt with in-house. But now you have everybody speaking out. And then these different narratives about his contract situation. To me, that's mostly coming from the team. They're trying to get the public on their side. But at the end of the day, and I said it last week and I'll say it again, 2 seasons ago, if you would have extended this man's contract before he got injured at the end of the last 2 seasons, this wouldn't even be a topic. So they fumbled on this. They played this out to the end of his contract, thinking that they would be able to give him the contract that they wanted. And you know what? He's betting on himself, and I don't blame him. It's not his job to care about what other teams have done.
Now, how many times can you get the franchise tag?
What'd you say?
How many times can you get the franchise tag?
It's 2 or 3.
I think it's 3 times.
2 times.
It was like 3 times.
It's 3 times because that's what Washington did with Kirk Cousins.
Well,
they franchise tagged him like once or twice, and then he went to Minnesota and got that money. So everybody wants to harp on Cleveland and Deshaun Watson, but at the end of the day, Kirk Cousins really started this. Not Deshaun and Cleveland. They're just capitalizing off of Kirk Cousins. But Kirk Cousins was the first, fully guaranteed contract for a quarterback. Minnesota gave him that money. But like I said, Baltimore botched this. They waited this out. If they would have took care of this 2 seasons ago before he really started getting injured, this wouldn't even be a problem. And then change up your play calling. Change up your play calling. Let your quarterback and your receivers get into a rhythm because the boy can throw. It's not like he doesn't have an arm. But you're so dependent on his run skill set that you're not trying to let him develop fully. I mean, look at Mac Jones. He is just but they tried to bring in pieces to help him get better as a passer, and it just didn't work. Any black quarterback that has a running capability, they do not let them fully develop as a passer, especially if they show a passing capability. They depend on their legs, and that's how they end up getting injured and run down and leaving the league sooner than their white counterparts.
Well, the thing is with this, I think he's gonna end up getting the tag where the executive tag where ain't nobody gonna be able to touch him. So he might as well just get ready for that boat ride for the next 3 years because he's gonna be stuck in Baltimore unless he somehow forces his way out, which I don't see it happening.
I don't either.
All right, so let's keep the truck moving. So
now I don't think you can do the exclusive tag 3 times in a row.
Yeah, you don't do it once, I believe. They can do it once.
One is non-exclusive.
Yeah, I think they'll have it this year. The next year is going to be when the fun starts. So I think
one of the tags somebody can match it. The exclusive tag means that nobody can match it. If they do it,
right.
Yeah,
non-exclusive means that somebody on the team can come in and match it.
Other teams can come in and try to match it.
Okay.
So
okay.
But yeah, to me, Baltimore put this on themselves.
All right, so let's move on. So after a 71-point game for Dame Dillard, he was drug tested twice. Had to fill up the cup before, and then he had to give some blood after his great performance. So your thoughts on this, I think, is basically a slap in the face. If you fill up the cup before and you're good to go, I don't think there should be no need for a second draw of blood. That just makes no sense to me. I don't know what the angle is, why they did it, but me personally, I wouldn't have did it. I would love to see if somebody push the envelope and say, "Hey, I ain't giving you no blood. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?" So,
Yeah.
what's your thoughts on that?
You gotta get blood.
You ain't gotta get no blood. I ain't
If
giving it.
if you ain't got nothing to hide, give your blood.
Fuck that.
You gotta
He's
get the
scared of
blood.
needles. He's scared of needles.
That's what
He's scared of
the
needles.
that's in their contract.
Well, I'm pushing the envelope. I ain't giving him no blood.
If you don't give
Fill
blood,
up the
if
cup.
you ain't gonna play. If you don't get no blood,
It's
and they
if you
gonna
don't get
find you.
blood, you don't play.
Hey, I ain't giving it to you. I filled up the cup. That's
And
enough.
you look suspect.
That's all right.
That's how I think. Yeah. If I don't give the blood, I feel suspect. So I'm gonna do it because again, it's part of my contract, and two, you're not gonna take my loot if I ain't got nothing to hide.
I think that's just a slap in the face. You don't need to do that, man. Dude lit it up. He filled up the cup before the game. Leave the man alone. That's just stupid.
Okay.
Stupid. So he was he was cool about it. I watched his press conference. He was cool about it, but he wasn't happy about getting that needle. He said he's scared of needles, and he said that the league knows he's scared of needles. So I mean, he was cool about it, but me personally, I'd have had a problem with that.
But it's random.
What are they testing for? What are they testing for?
No, and somebody
It's random drug testing.
When somebody do something berserk, they trying to see if he didn't pop something, the hype, to get him more hype.
Exactly. He scored 71, and all of a sudden after the game, he got to give a drug test.
That ain't gonna
random.
make him. That ain't gonna make him.
That game, they was watching that game. He dropped 71.
If I was on any kind of roid, that ain't gonna make me shoot the ball better.
Right.
Well, they some fools.
Steroids ain't gonna make me shoot the ball better.
Well, I don't know. Make you jump a little higher on your jumper. Shit, I don't know. But
Grinch, what's up?
I just say it was a random drug test. Take it like he did and keep it moving.
All right. Well,
that was dumb.
Targeted him after that game.
All right. So the college basketball season winding down. Everybody on here got their favorite teams, and pretty much everybody on this panel, everybody teams is kind of feeling the pressure of making the 68. So I'm gonna go around here, let you say who your team is, and do you think they got any inkling of making a run in their conference championship game to get them over the hump to get qualified for the field of 68? We're gonna start off in slow lumbus with Tanya.
I knew you ain't talking to Rkelz, but y'all trash too. Right now, no, we're not even gonna make. Now the women, we got to run because they play. I need to see really quick because today was our Black History Month program, so I wasn't able to see if they won. But our men, no ma'am, no sir, no nothing. They not even going to the NIT. They not going to the TNT. They not going nowhere but to that house. That's it.
The women won.
I thought the women. Okay, I wasn't for sure, but I thought the women won. The women could win the Big Ten. Like they have a great run because now they know what. Let's start with the women. They know what it takes. Now that I know that they won, they know what it takes to win because they went all the way to Elite 8. Now they know what it takes. So they got a good run. I can see them going into the tournament and making it all the way to Final Four. I can see them because they were there and they only lost by 3 last year, 3 or 4 last year. It was a close, a nail biter. Now, like I said, them men, nope, they got to do a whole adjustment, something else because they not getting it. I don't know what it is. I know it's the philosophy. I know it's the mindset because he be calling plays like it's just a mess over in Ohio State in the men's locker room. I don't know what they're gonna do, but Holman, his time is up. He got to go. He got to get some more players. It's just a hot mess going on. So women, yes. Men, no. I'm out. Go ahead, Lois.
Oh, where'd he go? I mean, I don't necessarily have a favorite team, but Ohio State, I'm with Tanya. Men, absolutely not. It would take a complete miracle, which I just don't think is going to happen. The women, yes.
Yeah.
All right, Troy, what about your North Carolina Tar Heels?
They won't make the tournament. They won't get out the second round. Playing like the way they play.
Okay.
Depends on who they go up against. Now they got it in them where they can make a long run. They can make a long run because I mean they were the runner-ups last year, but
now
they just
aren't
not playing like they
y'all on
should
the
be
bubble?
playing, man. So
Aren't y'all on the bubble?
I think a lot of their players got their eyes on the next level. What'd you
But
say?
aren't y'all on the bubble right now getting in the
No,
tournament?
they ain't in the bubble. They just lost. They just won the last 2 games.
Oh, okay.
No, they ain't in the bubble.
Okay.
Depends on what they do in the tournament. Depends on what they do in the ACC tournament.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Aren't they going to get at least about 2 or 3 wins in the tournament to get over the hump? Yeah,
They got
I
at least get to the semifinal in the ACC tournament to get to the tournament.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think they do
They
that.
gotta make a run in the conference tournament to make it. Yeah, that's what I
At
I was
least to the
watching Michigan.
semifinal. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, I was watching Michigan last night, and I thought they had that game sold up. I was up at the bowling night last night, and I took my eyes off the screen for a few. Turned back around, they lose in double overtime, and I don't see them making the field at all. I don't see them making no kind of run in the Big Ten Conference championship game because they don't have an identity. They don't know what they want to do night in and night out, and it's just a bad mix. And then we're gonna run down 71 South in Cincinnati. That's a horror show. Ain't nothing but a bunch of guards and small forwards playing down there playing for a former North Carolina Tar Heel, which I want him fired at the end of the year because he stinks as a recruiter. Wes Miller, he stinks. So it's gonna be a rough NCAA tournament. I'm not gonna be nobody. I ain't gonna have a dog in the fight, but it's gonna be what it's gonna be. As long as them Buckeyes ain't in there, that's the best thing about this whole thing. Al,
Here we go.
Al, any thoughts on your squad?
First time in it's been a minute since they've been doing good. They've been actually doing good in the ACC so far. I don't know if they're gonna win the tournament, but they can win the the ACC tournament. But other than that, I think they might do some damage in March Madness, depending on the matchups and what region they go to.
Oh, so they ain't on the hot seat. They definitely getting in.
No, they're not on the hot seat.
Okay. I gotta keep an eye out for Miami then. I ain't heard nothing out of them all season. I might definitely check that. What's their record?
I can't remember the record, but I know
Miami
they in
ain't
the
bad.
yeah, they're in the team. They're in the teens. They're ranked. They're in the teens.
Oh, they rank. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have to check them out because I ain't really
Miami
watching too
ain't
much
bad.
about this year. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna keep it moving. So we're gonna get back to the Women's History Month, and we're gonna look at it from a sports vantage point this time. So I got a couple ladies here that I kind of think that's doing their thing in the sports world. A couple of them are retired now and doing their own thing, but we're gonna go with Sue Bird, who's leading the WNBA in assists with 3,234. We're gonna go with Simone Biles. She got she's the most decorated U.S. women's gymnastics with 32 world and Olympic medals, a total of 32. And then we're gonna go with let's see, who's the other one I had on here? Her name is Katie. Let's see, what's her name? Katie Ledecky. She's America's most gold medals for American. She got the most gold medals for American women in the Olympics. So anybody else got any females that they kind of want to give a little shout out to during the women's Women's History Month? Who you got?
Yep.
Who you got?
Dawn Staley. South Carolina will take it to the championship this year and run over everybody with ease.
Okay.
Flo, shout out to
Lane, who you got?
FloJo.
Yes.
Lois Lane, who you got?
Hold on. Sorry.
All right, well, I'll come back to you.
Multitasking.
Ready?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, never mind.
Oh man. Yeah, you're gonna have to come back to me. I gotta think about that.
Okay. Big Al.
FloJo's sister, Jackie Joyner Kersey.
Okay.
I got a couple more. I'm gonna go throwback. They call her the Bronze Queen back in the 80s and 90s. Merlene Ottey of Jamaica.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Tanya, who you got?
Man, for me, it's Candace Parker. I mean, just what she has done on the field and off, and to become such a great analyst. And she was the first ever female woman of color. Why are we still saying first? Freaking first, and it's 2023. But she was the first ever, just this past, in February, to call the NBA All-Star game. That was huge, huge, huge. And to see her, again, handle her own. And she was saying, to pinch herself, for me, is there. And then I love Serena Williams, again, how she's changed the game in tennis, and just, again, open it wide up. And then I love I love the UCLA Bruins gymnastics. If you have not seen these women on the floor, they are a beast. And they are changing the game in gymnastics. So those are my three.
Not better than Fisk.
Okay.
What'd you say, Grinch?
Not better than Fisk. HBCU.
Yeah.
Not better than Fisk?
Nope.
Okay.
I just have to see Fisk, but right now, UCLA Bruins. Woo.
All right.
What about you, Rkelz? You didn't say yours.
I gave mine at the beginning. I said Sue Bird, assist, 33,234. And Simone Biles, she did got 32 total awards, world and Olympics. Them my two for the women.
Okay.
And next thing up.
Did you say Sue Bird?
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah. 3,234 assists, leader for WNBA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, since you brought up Serena Williams, I'm going to throw this out there. Who do you, and rank, I'm going to give you these four tops that I could come up with. Maybe somebody else might be in there, but from 1 through 4, how would you rank these 4 tennis players? We got Billie Jean King, Naomi, I can't even say that. Yeah, Maria Sharapova and Serena Williams. Give me the 1 through 4. Quick rapid fire. Go ahead.
Are you serious? Billie Jean King is
right. Yeah.
What'd you say?
Billie Jean King is 1, and I don't care who you said after that. Billie Jean King. Okay, Serena. Who you say?
Serena.
Sharapova and
Sharapova.
Oh, I thought you said. Okay, no, Serena, then Billie Jean King.
Okay.
Then Sharapova, then Naomi Osaka.
Mm-hmm. No, that's mine's like that too.
All right, Tanya.
Billie Jean King.
Number 1.
Well, you say as number 1?
Yeah, your top
1 through 4.
Serena, Billie Jean King, the young woman. You asked, okay, these are all crossed? These are not just
your top 4 out of them. Just them 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which in your pecking order.
Serena Williams, number 1. Billie Jean King, number 2. And what's the other 2?
Sharapova and Osaka.
Saka 4 and Sharapova 3. I got Serena 1.
Osaka need to win more to pass
What about
Sharapova.
Martina Navratilova? You ain't gonna put her on the list, Bob?
No.
No.
And for,
Martina, you ain't put Martina on the list?
yeah, or Steffi Graf. There's a whole bunch you left off.
Just name off. I
You
just
put her
picked
on
4
the
of
list?
them. I just picked 4 of them, and y'all, you can throw everybody else in there
Yeah,
you want
because
to.
you could have left you could have left Naomi off the list.
Yeah, because she
And
hasn't won a lot
put
yet.
in Martina for sure.
Yeah,
Scratch her off,
And
throw
you
her
could
in
have
there.
left
and Steffi Graf.
Hey, just let you know how.
Steffi Graf was a
put
beast.
on her
Let you know
too.
how cool with tennis I am. So hey, throw who you want in there. Shoot, ain't hurt my feelings.
Osaka,
right.
she ain't even won Wimbledon yet.
Hey, man.
She hasn't
Scratch
won
her
enough for me. She hasn't won enough.
Okay. Scratch her off. All right. So this is another bullet point that just be irking the hell out of me. Is why in God's green earth is Brittany Griner still being honored, getting awards by the NAACP for a
Oh boy.
F up that she did.
Oh, God. Take Rkelz off. This will be caught. Me put my blurb out here.
Brittany's prison Griner.
Oh boy.
The comments that are made by Rkelz are not the comments of those sports Kells and wine and brew crew.
Screw up and they ain't getting no award from NAACP. How many
Sweet
people in jail out there don't
Jesus.
screw up?
Sweet Jesus.
I didn't put the spare
She didn't
tire
get
down
she
tight
did
enough to hold the drugs in for the cop pulled me over. That was my mess up, but I ain't getting no award for the NAACP. What did she do? Nothing. I'm sick of Brittany.
She didn't get an award.
What?
Sweet Jesus.
Bob,
What
she
is that?
didn't get an award.
I don't care. She up there flapping her gums.
She didn't get an
I'm
award.
sick of looking at Brittany Griner.
They
She didn't get an
gave her
award.
praise. They just gave her praise.
Oh my God, go do your jail time like everybody else and get out and go
They
go
just
do
gave her
something.
props. They didn't give her an award.
I
Yeah,
don't
they
care.
What-
She up there
what
flapping
would
her
her
gums
award
off the
be?
screw up she did. Now, if you go screw up and get put in jail, you gonna be on the NAACP
She
award?
didn't get
No, you gonna be on the cover of Busted.
Bob, she didn't get an award.
I
Yeah.
don't care. They might as well gave her one. They treating her this fool like she just cured motherfucking syphilis or something. Man, get the hell out of here.
Rkelz, I can't with you.
That's his rant right now. Go ahead, Bob.
I'm sick of Brittany Griner.
Go ahead, man.
Do your jail time and shut up.
Jesus Christ.
All right. I had to get that off my chest. Sorry about that. All right. Well, let's do the shenanigans. Got a couple of them today. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. All right. My first one is, hope everybody watched the video because it was a classic. Student knocks out teacher unconscious.
Yeah.
Did everybody watch that video?
But that was not a classic. That was not. That could have been me.
That was a classic. I'm
No, it
sorry.
wasn't.
I know, speaking as a teacher, I know, but I'm sorry.
I didn't get a chance to watch it.
You don't want to watch it. He kicked her. Like, I'm a teacher, so I'm highly offended. Rkelz, highly offended.
I'm sorry. Hey,
Bob.
You shenanigans, and that is shenanigans.
Hey, Bob. She like,
hey, that dude was as
Which video?
man. He hit her hard.
The thing about this is she took his Nintendo Switch.
Ow.
And as usual.
Oh, that video.
That video, Troy.
She wasn't thinking about the environment she worked in, because that school she worked in was for kids with mental deficiency.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And she brought that on herself.
How you not? No, she don't. No, absolutely not.
No, if you know the environment you work in is something,
No.
and she know that student. She knows that student probably got stuff that set that student off.
No.
And set him off, and he beat the brakes off that lady.
No.
He beat the brakes off that lady. That
No.
young man
And
is
that's
in jail
why he
right
gonna
now
go
on
to
$1
jail
million
for the
bond.
rest of his life. So
Yeah.
no, I'm not gonna no. I'm not gonna when it comes to that, you don't know. When she took it and then you just kept on going, no, you don't know when somebody's gonna hit you or do anything of that nature. You don't know until it started happening. And then what you supposed to do? Like he knocked her out cold. She got knocked out when she hit the ground.
Yeah,
That's
what
how
I'm
she
saying
became
is,
unconscious.
you should know the mental state of that dude. You work in that type of
You don't.
facility.
I mean, sometimes you don't know. If I took it, you might not know.
No.
As a teacher, no. She didn't get no break breed out for her. No, I'm heated now. No, scratch that, go something else. Because I was like, what? That's like me being a teacher. Like, what?
No,
We
I
don't
understand what
know.
you're
We
saying,
teach
but
it
you
every
gotta
day.
know what's
We don't
around you.
know. If I
No.
take something from a kid, I'm not going to know he going to flip out. No,
I'm saying that the
no.
facility she worked in was a mental behavior
I don't care.
facility.
Still, you don't know what a kid's going to do until they start doing it.
I don't know.
That's the misconception
Certain
of
things you
people
got to
who
have your
don't
head on
work
the
in a
swivel.
field. No,
And certain things, that's like you working in the prison. You
no.
got to have your head on a swivel. Now, something like that, you got to have your head on certain things. You got to have your head on a swivel. Now, you working in a type of mental facility, you got to be on your P's and Q's on that. Now I understand what she was trying to do, but she should have thought about that more because of that boy's mental state. I know she had to know more about his mental state because something like that. No, she had to know more about his mental state. I'm sorry on that one.
No, not at all. Mm-mm.
All right. Well, the next one we're gonna talk about is Ohio Job and Families Employee, and this one here. Let's see, where is it at? Here it is. Let's see, where is it at? Oh, okay, here we go. Let's see, Ohio Jobs and Family Employee, Denisha Shepherd, which I think you may have took her to prom. I think I seen her picture up over your couch. She took 41 claims totaling $800K and changed the claims that they removed the fraud alert on their claims. And the total of 800K. And
Man, I
then
got half of that.
And then she took it a step further. She had the police found phone records and social media posts that she advertised that she could remove any hold that you had on your claim for a certain fee.
Wow.
So she got arrested for what did she get arrested for? Tampering with phone line communications, theft, and what was the other one? The other one I can't recall what the other one, but it was a knock. So she from Columbus.
What?
Columbus. So 41 claims totaling $800K.
She kept putting in what kind of claim?
Like, you know, when you get it was something to do with COVID. And
them PPE claims.
yeah, if you had a
loans
type of alert on your claim where you couldn't get it, she would take the claim off. And then she decided to post this on social media, and they also pulled her phone records that she was advertising, saying that if you had this problem and you couldn't get a PPP loan, wherever the heck it is, she would charge you a fee to get it done. So she got knocked for that.
Oh, okay, that's what you're saying. So she was helping people defraud the PPE.
Yeah, she was yeah.
Lady, listen, and she don't go somewhere in. And that's why that list is out right now in Columbus with all them businesses, people that you know that's getting caught up. And now they around here trying to go find them pieces of paper where them W-2 forms and 1099s are supposed to been doing. It ain't nothing happening. And you gonna have to pay all that money back.
Not on duty.
Right, not on duty. That's a not on duty all day. Nobody thought that was gonna catch up with him. Like, not at all.
Oh man, I forgot John Jones fight tomorrow night.
Who he fight?
It's for the heavyweight title too.
Oh, okay.
Gain. I don't know his first name, but he's fighting Gain tomorrow night.
Oh, okay. Well, then the next one we got is gonna come from everybody know old Dilbert that I guess was in Troy brought this one to my attention. Was that on what Sunday Comics, Dilbert?
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
That Sunday Comics, Troy? Or was
Yeah,
that
that's
Every
Sunday
day.
come.
every day?
He's every
Daily.
day, but
Daily.
yeah, he every day.
All right. Well, he had a meltdown, I guess, off of some kind of survey he saw about black people not liking white people. So he decides he's gonna pull his ethnic card and stop being black and tell every white person to stop effing with black people. Get away from us. Don't fool with us. Don't deal with us. So he got his plug pulled on pretty much every major newspaper company in the. I'm gonna say Troy was around the world, or is it just here in the U.S. that he got pulled?
Across the world.
Across the world. And he been running this comic in the papers for over 3 decades, and he lost his job, lost his livelihood basically because he couldn't keep his mouth shut.
That's crazy.
Uh,
I can't imagine that.
your tongue is a mighty sword. And
It sure is.
trouble.
It can change your life. Change your life. No.
Yeah.
He should have just.
Yeah,
He should have been silent like his daggone cartoon character Dilbert. Just be quiet.
Yeah, because it just.
But hey, he wanted to get his point across.
Yeah, I mean nowadays it's just I don't know. It's just I don't know. He blew his wad. That's all I can tell you. His little mailbag. I guess I'm pretty sure he probably got other avenues right now. He probably writing for the newspaper for the Klan now. But hey,
and that's because he probably thought he could say it.
Okay.
Yeah, he probably thought he could say it and nothing was gonna happen.
All right.
I don't know how he thought he was gonna get away with that. Y'all need to listen to it.
Oh yeah. If you haven't seen that video, you need to look that up and watch that because he went in the deep end of the pool on that.
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah, he was tripping.
Real deep. But that's it on the shenanigan news for the night. So we'll bring it to a close of the show. So I hope everybody had a good time as usual and got your point of views across. But Troy, I think we got to try. What was that you wanted to backtrack to ask Al and Troy? What was the question?
It's Women's History Month, and we just wanted you to see you have an opportunity to share who are your favorite women in your life and celebrate them today because it's Women's History Month. So we'll start with Bookie Troy.
Say it again. Who's my favorite woman in my life?
Yeah, I'm not gonna like it's Women's History Month, so we're just
talking
sharing
about historical figures or now?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about in your life. We're just saying share and celebrate the women that are in your life.
Oh, I have to say my spouse.
Okay.
That's my favorite lady.
Okay. What about you? Grinch?
There's two. She's in heaven right now, my grandmother and my mom. That's it.
Okay. And now we're gonna go back to you, Rkelz.
Well, we talked about this earlier for the show. I said the wifey was up there at the bring in to start the show off, as far as having that love for me and doing your thing out there in the community. Moms, like you said, mom's always got a special spot in that area. Just
right.
for both of y'all. So man,
Your
it's
mom,
just,
your mom, your mom, your grandparents. That's easy.
yeah. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So I said at the
Okay.
beginning of the show, Zeus said at the beginning of the show before we got started. And then what was that other question you wanted to add? Oh, the other question. All right, Troy and Al. We got what was the quarterback? AJ McCarron. So he decides he's leaving the NFL. He already decided he's leaving the
He took
NFL.
less money to do the XFL.
Yeah, he going to the XFL. He was making $4 million.
Oh yeah.
Dropped down to $60K. Only reason he did it, he said because he wanted to have to see his boys. He wanted to have his boys seen play, and didn't want to just have him being seen riding the bench in the NFL. Now, would you have done that for your kids? Would you have took the big pay cut, or would you say, "Look, you want to watch me on YouTube to be satisfied"?
You know
Them
what?
kids got plenty enough highlights when he was in Alabama, or was it Georgia?
Yeah, I was about to
Was he
say
in
that.
Georgia? He was Georgia's quarterback, right?
No, Alabama.
They got plenty of Georgia highlights for him. You don't take no $4 million pay cut to go to 60,000. He must have lost his mind. No,
Hey,
you better go to
what I'm about
YouTube,
to
son.
say. You know what I'm about to say. I'll be like
I didn't
this.
even know AJ McCarron was still in the league.
Yeah, he should have lived.
Yeah, he's making $4 million sitting on the bench.
But
who was he backing up?
I don't know that. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just ran across this the other day. I said, ain't no way. I said, them kids will be in the backyard watching daddy stiff arm them and throw them in the bushes. There's nowhere in the world I'm giving up $4 bills.
I'm not neither. Hey, if I would have done something like that, I cannot be Uncle Rico, man. I can't do it. Do the Uncle Rico. Can't do the Uncle Rico with the quarterback take.
For him to do that, he must have invested. He must have invested his money really good to go back and do that. So
yeah,
That's what Rkelz said. I think it was what Rkelz said. He had invested. One of them, either Rkelz or Lois said they had invested.
I ain't say that.
Yeah,
I think
but
that
they
dude invested
invested.
money.
I said, shit, them kids will be looking at me on YouTube or on videos or something.
Telling you, Uncle Rico style, baby. With the band and everything, with the headband.
I'll be sitting right on that bench with a clipboard talking about, look at that, he makes $4 million.
Yep.
Nope.
I don't think the money even had anything. I think he just wanted to be with his kids.
Well, he did say that. He said he enjoyed being out there playing, but I'm getting that loot, and then we can do that later.
Well,
I'm
he's
getting that loot. That's $4 million.
Actually, he's doing a detriment to his kids.
You
said what he's doing?
He's doing a detriment to his kids because all his friends gonna be like, "Man, your dad was in the NFL. He had to go down to the XFL. He had to go down to the XFL for him to play and take a pay cut. Man, your dad is garbage."
And that's when
he's actually doing a disservice to his children.
And that's when the fight began.
The last team he was with was the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh my God, he couldn't make it with the Falcons?
Wow.
Wow.
Over Mariota.
And they just cut their quarterback.
Right. They just cut Mariota.
They just cut their quarterback.
He might have missed his shot there, man. All he had to do was wait it out.
He actually doing he's actually doing his children a disservice. Really.
No more private school for you.
Your
the
kid
public
going
school.
to you in the NFL, not the XFL.
Yeah, your ass be going to public school. No more private. Free lunch. You ain't getting no more lunch money.
I mean, going back to the dentist, get them braces
he must
off.
have invested really good.
Sorry, you only had them on for a month, but they coming off.
So wait a minute. I thought he left, so he got cut and had to go down to the XFL.
No.
But he did it. He did it. He left.
He did it. Yeah, he left.
He did. Okay.
He left.
I keep saying that was something that he did, that he wanted it. Yeah.
So apparently he spent 3 seasons with the Bengals, 1 season with the Raiders, And this is courtesy of NFL.com. And 2 seasons with the Texans.
He was with the
They
Bengals.
only have it on here through 2020. I guess he didn't play.
He didn't play. He did get drafted by them, but he never played.
What years did they say he was with the Bengals?
He was backing
That's
up.
what I said.
He was
After they
backing
won
up the Red Rifle.
Yep.
2000,
He was backing up the Red Rifle.
Yeah, Red Rifle. I keep telling you, that's the Red Ribbon. Red Rifle. That's the Red Ribbon. No, Red Rifle.
Y'all
I was
think
like, yeah, y'all chose him.
Well, that just let tell you know how our front office is. Dingbats.
I can't see that.
I think y'all recovered okay.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Troy?
I think y'all recovered okay.
Oh,
They can't win no Super Bowl.
Just fine.
yeah, still ain't made it to the top of the mountain yet. But we gotta get rid of that coach before that happens, because we ain't going nowhere with Zach. Zach ain't got that killer instinct.
They're not getting away. They're not getting rid of him if he taking them to conference championships.
Right.
But
and Joe Burrow already co-signed him, so he ain't.
Can't finish. We ain't gonna get nowhere with him. Can't finish.
Come on.
Joe Burrow co-signed him. He's not going anywhere. You should know that.
Come on now, Bob. You know he's not going nowhere. Look at how long. Who was that? Marvin Lewis.
Oh,
like I said,
hold on.
Like
Bob
I said,
Marvin Lewis.
Our front office is some dummies.
Right.
It's some straight dummies.
Bob, I got a question for you.
Uh-oh.
You take Marvin Lewis or your current coach?
Marvin Lewis. I told you, Marvin Lewis.
You take Marvin Lewis over Zach?
Yes, that's what he said. He'll take Marvin Lewis.
Ain't never had y'all in the Super Bowl.
I don't care. I don't care.
Marvin Lewis ain't never had y'all in the Super Bowl.
Look, man, I'm going off of look. I'm going look. Cause he had some nitwicks out there, Troy. Yeah, Ocho Cinco, crazy Terrell Owens, who to this day I'm convinced he pumped our quarterback to throw him the ball because that was the only way he was gonna get his bonus. What was our quarterback? Palmer. I don't care what nobody say. He pumped Palmer to throw him the ball over 80 times in the season so he can get his bonus. Because he was throwing that dude the ball outlandishly. And Zach, man, he ain't no finisher, man. I'm just telling you, he ain't no finisher. Because when they went out and played Dallas, we had a touchdown late in the game, tippy-toe touchdown, chasing the back. This fool going to get up to the podium at the end of the game and say, I didn't know I could throw a challenge flag. I mean, come on, man.
Well, he done took y'all further than Marvin Lewis and took y'all.
Right.
Dude, look.
He done took y'all further than Marvin Lewis has in 2 seasons.
No, that's further than Marvin's. No, that's just off of the talent, dude. That ain't got nothing to do with his coaching. That dude is horrible. Troy, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Troy. Now, I know now. Spend some time with the Bengals. At the 5-yard line, who runs a double reverse in the pros at the 5-yard line? Cincinnati does and lose to 25 yards. And who called the play, Troy? Who called the play?
The coach.
Thank you. Dumb. Who in the AFC Championship game
and Marvin Lewis never made bonehead play.
With 2 minutes left on the clock, Troy kicks the ball in the middle of the field and left the guy running back 40 yards to get him in prime time to score. Zach kicked the ball out of bounds.
Marvin Lewis didn't even have you in that position to be like this.
I don't care.
Marvin Lewis, y'all wasn't even positioned for you to even have this conversation.
We was better off. Hey, it's the same thing. Both of them equaled up to zero. Zach is not. He is not a clutch coach, man. I'm telling you, he is not gonna get us over the hump.
Okay.
He got to go.
Bob, you said the reason why y'all got there is because of the talent, right?
Yep.
right? Is that what you said?
Yes,
You
that's
said
what I
they're there
said.
because of the talent.
Yep.
What did the biggest talent on your team do? What did the biggest
Oh.
talent on your team do? Your biggest talent on your team is who? Joe Burrow, right?
Right. Yep.
And so what did he do? He said, I like Zach. I want Zach to stay. So Zach not go nowhere. So you gonna be stuck with Zach for a long time.
I'm stuck with him, but he is not a clutch coach, man. I'm telling you. He's not. I don't care what nobody say. That dude is not clutch, and he's not clutch.
And you're not Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow said he stayed. He don't care what Bob say.
Well, that's just like you, Laverne. That's like Laverne out there in LA. You stuck with Laverne, and I'm stuck with a dumb coach.
I ain't stuck with Laverne. Laverne sitting on the bench because he hurt. Laverne. And I don't. My expectations ain't as big as yours.
For 3 more weeks.
Show that logo.
My expectations for the Lakers is not as big as your expectations for the Bengals.
Show that logo on that shirt you wearing.
My expectations for the Lakers is not like your expectations for the Bengals.
I ain't got no.
I don't expect them. They're not even gonna make the play-in tournament.
I bet you they will.
Your team came from one play from the Super Bowl.
And once again, we lost that from cheapness. They didn't want the cheapskates winning the Super Bowl. That's why we lost that game.
At least y'all got there.
Right.
That means second place means nothing.
Let me ask you a question.
Second place means nothing.
Let me ask you a question.
Fire away.
Let me ask y'all a question.
Y'all got Rkelz on fire.
When y'all had Marvin Lewis as y'all coach, let's name down your roster. Y'all had Ocho Cinco, TJ Houshmandzadeh, Carson Palmer, Heisman Trophy winner. The Heisman Trophy winner. Y'all had, what's the running back name? What was that running back y'all had? What's his name? He was good. What was his name? What's the running back's name, Bob? Y'all had.
I think
he broke the record. He broke that record.
He's talking about the one that went to the
300 yards
going to the Patriots. He ended up going to the Patriots.
Dylan.
Yeah, he went to the Patriots. And he had like 300.
Corey Dillon.
He had like 328 yards.
Corey Dillon.
He had like 328 yards on Monday Night Football. What was his name? Anderson?
Corey Dillon.
His last name Anderson?
No.
Am I saying this name wrong?
No, Corey Dillon.
Corey Dillon.
Y'all had a squad, and y'all had a good defense. Y'all had a crazy linebacker. Y'all had Pac-Man back there. But listen, y'all had a better team.
Atkins and all them on the line.
And you just named 2 flat tires right there. 2 flat tires.
Pac-Man.
2 flat tires.
Bob.
Because them dummies let Joey Porter bait them. When he came off the sidelines, they got to fight with Joey Porter penalty. Dummies. And the same thing happened to us in this playoff.
I'm going to go out there and say that, Bob, the team that y'all had with Marvin Lewis, was better than the team y'all got now on paper.
Yeah.
On paper, True. They were better.
Yeah.
Marvin couldn't take them there.
But Marvin couldn't handle them, dude.
And he was there, what, 10 years?
They was lunatics. He had a team full of lunatics.
What do you mean? Your running back is a lunatic. Your current running back is a lunatic.
And that's why they about to get rid of him. He on his way out.
Who's that, Mixon?
Yeah, he on his way out. Yeah,
so they're going to take a running back in the draft?
Oh, no. They talking about...
No, they got Perine. They got Perine.
Nah, he ain't no...
No, I was going to say,
They got to go out and find somebody.
Yeah, they might have to go in the draft to get one.
Marvin Lewis's squad is better than the squad that y'all had now. Y'all had better wide receivers, except I wouldn't take Ocho Cinco over to Jamar Chase, but overall, y'all had better wide receivers. Y'all had a decent, capable quarterback. Y'all made the playoffs. Y'all went to the playoffs and lost every time in the first round, but y'all got there.
All for stupidity. I'm trying to tell you, stupidity. But like I'm just saying, Zach is not thorough in the clutch. If it's under 2 minutes in the game, you never kick the ball to the middle of the field. Never, ever, ever. And look where it got you. A ride home from the loss in the AFC Championship game. That game should have went to overtime.
Yeah, it did.
Bob, guess what? Marvin ain't never took you to the AFC Championship game. Never. Never.
Right
He
on
don't know
that.
AFC. He can't even spell AFC.
Joy, you lucky I ain't got control of the
Marvin
mute
Lewis
button
ain't
right
never
now.
took you to that
You
promised
real
land.
lucky. You real lucky I ain't got control of that mute button right now, buddy, because your buzzer wouldn't even work.
No, you can't be just coming over here sitting in the camera like that.
Marvin ain't never took you to the AFC Championship. He don't know what that looked like.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, Joy,
Except
we ain't
when he
gonna
was the
win with this
defensive
dude,
coordinator
man.
for the Ravens.
We ain't gonna win with this dude. He ain't got that fire in his belly, man.
Okay. Okay, Bob. I got a question for you then. I got a question. So you don't want Zach, which I can understand why. Fine. It don't matter. He ain't going nowhere. But what coach would you want to take his place? Who you want in there? What coach is capable to coach your Bengals?
You talking about somebody that's in the circuit now, or somebody
throwback, or
Anybody.
throwback.
Anybody? Go.
I don't know. You don't want him there, so who you want?
You know what? I just want somebody that at these current coaches, I wouldn't get nobody current because they just all recycled.
That's what I'm saying. Do a throwback.
They all recycled. I wouldn't get no current. If we had like a Bill, somebody had the mentality like a Bill Parcells, I'm stopping. I think a Bill Parcells
or
you
Bill
wouldn't take
Collins.
49ers coach?
Steve Walsh.
You wouldn't take 49ers coach?
Who? Which one?
Which one? Steve Walsh.
49ers current coach. 49ers current coach.
Strahan. I know who you're talking about. Yeah. He said he won't want nobody
49ers
current.
coach. You wouldn't take him?
Yeah, if I had to take somebody current, yeah, I would go with him. I would say if I had to pluck somebody current, I would go with him. But if I had to pluck somebody that like right now, I'll go get a college coach. I'll go straight to Colorado.
Dion.
Yep.
You gonna get Dion?
Yep.
What?
Straight Colorado.
Hey,
coach
don't
the
front on it because he does know the NFL. Don't front on it.
Straight Colorado.
I mean, I'm not saying, yeah. I mean, he's going to get in the NFL. He's going to get in the NFL.
It ain't taste good at all?
Yeah, he's going to get in the NFL.
If I had to pluck a college coach, I would get him. I wouldn't. I'm trying to think who else out of college ranks right now. I'll probably go to Georgia. I'll go down there and get good old Kirby. I'll go to Georgia.
Oh, Kirby Smart.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't think y'all can afford Kirby.
Trust me, dude.
Y'all cheap.
Yeah.
Y'all can't afford Kirby.
We just put a damn outside dome up. Are you serious? We couldn't afford me and you at this present time. You do, man. Bengals is
you can't pay your coach with an EBT card.
Hey,
I can.
Hey, I'm telling you, they some cheapskates. I told you when you cheap enough to have your practice facility next to your stadium with a tanker truck go over that guardrail, everybody dead. Whole team gone.
Sweet Jesus.
I had a blast watching that.
Gone. That is the dumbest thing I've never seen in my life. Practice facility right next to the stadium. Got a concrete mixing truck company across the street. It's just trash down there. It makes no sense. None. But cheapskate franchise and you get cheapskate losses. That's what it amount to.
Well, that's why I said y'all can't afford Kirby.
Yeah. They got to go find
Y'all
somebody,
not
man.
getting him.
Zach. They got to go. They got to find somebody. Zach ain't gonna get us over the hump. Ain't gonna get us over.
Y'all get Ryan Day before y'all get Kirby Smart. Y'all get Ryan Day before y'all get Kirby Smart.
They pull in Christmas cheeks, and I will take all my stuff to Goodwill. I'm telling you right now, they pull in Christmas cheeks. I'm done with the Bengals. I'll become a Dallas Cowboys fan.
RKL, if you don't get off of here with this foolishness, RKL, go on off of here with this foolishness.
I will be a Dallas Cowboys fan if they pull in Christmas cheeks.
RKL, if you don't go somewhere and sit down with this foolishness that you on tonight.
That's another dumb coach. Another dummy.
McCarthy?
Living off Urban Meyer's blood. He's a dummy.
And Michigan's coach is not.
Right.
He's an idiot
and
too, because he
Harbaugh
don't know
and
how to make no
Harbaugh is
changes.
just the best coach
You don't
ever.
know how to make no changes either. Don't know how to make no changes.
I just want to make sure that we're on the same page.
Tell us,
Don't know how to make no
Troy.
changes. Don't know how to make no
Because
changes.
you know,
Because Kirby Smart,
because you know
when he did the
Harbaugh
TCU,
and his khakis wet his pants in big games.
yeah. Well, like I said, that's why I said I would pick up Kirby Smart, because when he did the TCU, it was brilliant. They want to gas the middle. You pluck them from the outside. That's what they did all game, and walk downhill to the championship. It's called coaching on the fly, which most of these morons can't do.
Ryan Day wets his pants in big games too.
Oh yeah.
Y'all Michigan coach. He's the bedwetter of the year.
Yeah, he don't know how to make no changes, man. That's what kills them. They just want to stick to all the stuff they do, and when they run into a brick wall where they get stopped, they don't know how to make no changes on the fly. TCU, you had to hit them on the perimeter, and that's what Georgia did, and it was a cupcake day. So that's it in a nutshell.
Okay, hold on. We got Ocon. Okay, there he is. All right, Ocon. All right, Ocon. Hey, how are you?
Ocon was down there getting pumped up.
Right.
Hey,
what you bitching, Ocon?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Real quick. So I have one of the African athlete who's competing in this year Honor Classic. I'm gonna have him jump on real quick.
Okay.
And tell his story on how he got to the level that he's in. So I'm gonna have switch him over and have him talk to you guys.
Hey,
how you doing?
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Welcome to the Sports Wine and Brew crew. Sports Kels Diva Rkelz is at the helm tonight. So tell us your name, what country you're from, and tell us a little bit about why you're in the Arnold. And and then we'll kind of ask you some questions if you have time.
Okay, Thomas Benjamin is my name. Commonly known as No Fear. I was from Liberia.
Okay.
I'm in Liberia.
Is this your first Arnold?
Yes.
So, okay. So we're going to start with Bookie Troy. Go it away, Bookie Troy.
What exactly is your field? Like, what do you do? Are you a bodybuilder or what is your specialty?
Strongman.
Oh.
Okay.
Strongman. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your like what? How much have you ever lifted before? Like, what's your record? Your personal record?
My last weight I ever and deadlift was 300 kilo. Yes.
So what kind of training do you do?
That's what's up.
Like, what's your training regimen?
My training record is I do the bench press because in Liberia we don't have strongman equipment, so I do bench press, squat, deadlift.
do you work out? You work out every day, or how's your? I mean, how's your like your routine? Is it that you work out every day, or like every other day?
I work out every day. Every
Every
day.
day. Right. Right.
Wow.
But
What was your inspiration to be do what you're doing right now? What was your inspiration? Is it someone from your country, or is it someone from any other country that gave you inspiration to do what you do now?
okay, as the first of all, when I was someone coming up, I have an accident, which is with my eye.
Hmm.
And my mother was a woman, a single mother who used to second me to survive. So when I was going, sending me to a school, and but when before growing out, I was like going in the garage to go and learn mechanic work so I can able to sustain myself. And I brought up with a man who we call Leo. When I saw his body was big, so I decided to join him to get to the gym. And while training in 2021, the Liberia Strongman competition came, and I used the opportunity to be part. And I was opportune to go to South Africa. And now I have the second chance to come to the America to come and compete.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm just excited. Wow.
Yeah, I like that. Lois.
At what age did you start, competing?
My actual age, I was in the 30 when I started training. And right now I'm 34.
Mm. So what is your ideal like training partner with your strongman, as you're competing? Again, this is your first time in the Arnold. So what has been your reaction to the Arnold? And and what are you looking forward to?
In Liberia, we don't have a support, especially for me. I'm struggling to come up. The support is one of the key things, and I'm a man who have a potential to be one of the strongest men in the world. That's part with my condition I'm in. Yes.
So have you competed already? Have you started the competition for the
Yeah,
strongman? So
yeah,
it
yeah,
started today?
yes. I took part this today.
Okay.
And all right, hold on a second. Sorry, guys. All right, hey, this is Okan. When you took
I
part
got
today,
a I got a question for you.
hold on, sir. What exactly did you compete today?
Yes, I want to know. Like, what did he compete today? Because he said, because I'm looking at the leaderboard now. So, what did he compete in today?
Yeah, what were the four categories that you competed in? And how?
Correct.
Yes.
The first one was the fat ball walk, and I did not complete it. The second one was the Vicky press. I did it, and
Hold on a second. The first one that you competed in, can you describe what it is?
it's the Vicky press,
Okay.
the vacuum press, and the over arm
And what does that entails?
is the one that you hold with a rope.
Okay.
Yes.
And what was the next one?
And the next one is the object low,
And what is that?
where you take the sandbag from the ground and pull it up the step.
Okay. And what was the heaviest when you were doing that?
The heaviest one was the 300 pound,
Mhm.
the sandbag.
Okay. And what was the next one that you competed in?
The Vicky press.
And what is that?
Biggie press.
Yeah, the Vicky.
The Vikings press.
The vacuum press, yeah.
For those that don't know, what is that?
It's the one that you go with your hand like this. It's almost like shoulder press, but they call it vacuum press in the strongman.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So you putting the barbell up
Yeah,
over your.
yes.
Okay. Okay, I used to body lift. Okay. Okay.
And what was the last one you did?
The last one was Ojeb Low.
And what is that?
The one that you take from the ground and you lift it or and put it on the step.
And what was the first?
Ooh, that's heavyweight.
Mhm.
Very heavyweight.
The first weight that you did.
The first one was 80 kilo. The second one was 130, and the third one was 250, and the fourth one was 300.
Oh wow! So
Okay.
hold on, guys. Let me ask you a question real quick. So you're doing this with only having one eye. Because
Wow.
are you blind from your right eye or from
Yeah,
your
I don't
left?
see
That's
where.
what I wanted to know more. Okay. So he's blind from there. Okay.
Okay.
Oh wow.
So you got
Okay.
then when you were a
When I
kid.
was someone, I have an accident and with a hot oil whisked into my eye.
So you're competing with complete blindness on your left.
Sure, yes.
How? What is that? One of your biggest obstacles when you're competing?
That's what I was going to ask him. Is that like what is one of your obstacles that you have to? Because I know I used to bodybuild, and you're lifting that weight, especially as you get higher and higher in the weight. How are you adjusting when there's bright lights? When there's loud noises. How are you channeling that energy to stay focused?
Right. Doing a weight with one eye is very difficult. It's one of my biggest obstacles, but I try to push myself to the level. It's not because I have a one eye.
Okay.
So
So
I
you
always,
don't let.
I always motivate myself that I will do this to inspire other people who is coming up. No matter what
Yeah.
position, you can be who you want to be if you have that mindset.
Obviously, in the honor classic, there's a wheelchair competition. When you see that, and with your condition, how does that speak to the volume of how wide and accepted the competition is for everybody, regardless of disability? And if you might have the mindset to want to compete, that opportunity exists. How does that help someone like you and help other people who can compete at the highest level, despite their?
That's what's up.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah, I
just
know you probably cannot.
I'm happy to have the opportunity to participate in the program. Despite my eyes, how I have a one eye.
So is there Okan, is he by himself or is he with other athletes?
So he is the only Liberian athlete in this year's competition.
Yes, I the one.
But
Okay.
Oh, wow.
yeah, the team. But I believe there are 7 Zambia uh, athletes, and there's one from South Africa, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So, but yes, there's about federation. Yeah. So there are probably about 12 total Africans who are competing in this year competitions, multiple different ones, if I'm not mistaken.
Anyone else have any questions? So the one question I want to know is who has been his biggest inspiration in the strongman? Because I know Mark Henry, he was the 2002 strongman. So who has been his inspiration in this field? Because you don't hear too many African American or even Africans that are in the strongman competition when you see the Arnold. So what has been his who has been that one person on the professional level that has pushed him to continue in the strongman?
I follow Iron Babies from Burkina Faso.
Has he competed
As
before in honor before?
no, he competing in the world's strongest.
Okay.
The world strongest. Okay.
Anybody else in the honor that you have follow that inspire you before you?
Yes, inspire you. Yes.
Hey, hey guys, sorry about that. I'm gonna bring out the PR person, and she can give you a breakdown. Okay, sorry about that,
Okay,
guys.
perfect.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm well.
And just thank you for coming on the Sports Kales Wine and Brew Show. I'm Tanya Kelly, called Sports Kales Diva, and it's just great to be able to share a few moments. And we know we're all on the panel. We probably like to ask you a few questions if you have time to be able to share more, enlighten us more on the strongman competition, as well as to answer any questions we might have.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having us. We truly appreciate you.
All right,
Thank you.
Troy. Can you hear us? Okay.
What's your nutrition like? What's his nutrition
What's his
like?
nutrition?
How do you train as far as your diet before and after a competition? What do you
Well,
eat?
well, first of all, him coming from Liberia, there are challenges. So things that we would have here. I'm originally from Liberia, and I'm the founder of Liberia's Strongest Man. I'm the producer of the show, and that's the
Oh,
in order to come and compete. And Africa is challenging because it's not like here where you can find anything in the stores. He is competing literally off of natural talent and natural strength. Where it's work in progress, and we need a lot of help. So this is why we're doing this, and we're really trying to get Blacks and Africans and African Americans to be more into strongman. This is we're starting something here, and hopefully we can expand not only in Africa but around the U.S. and we can have more African Americans competing in.
wow. And you said the name of your organization is?
The Liberia Strongman Federation.
Hmm.
And I also run it on the West Africa
Okay.
Strongman Festival that we're going to be having, and I work along with the Africa Strongman competition that is coming up in November.
So how did you get started with the Confederation?
I would say I'm a strongman buff. I've been watching strongman. I've been in the US since I was 16 years old. And I remember back then on ESPN, I would sit in front of the TV after school and I would watch strongman. So it's always been an inspiration. I love the sport. And I followed. So with me being a PR person, I decided, I said, listen, I want to do something that's different. And being a female, I did my research and realized that the Arnold amateur event is hosted by a female, Dion Masters. And I said, I want to do this in my country. And I picked up the phone and I called her and I said, listen, I want to host this event. I really don't know anything about the back end because I just see the front end of what happened. But me being an event producer, I was like, I need your help. How can you help? And she said, those words brought joy to my heart because there's not women that produce a strongman. And then you're a Black female that is doing this.
Right.
Whatever I can do. So we're going to be the only 2 Black women in the world that is competition. So she has given me her full support as far as this is concerned. She said, but get ready. I don't know if I can say this on there. She said, put your big girl's panties on because you're dealing with a lot of men.
Yeah. We're sports, so we get it, Miss Judah. We get it. So yes.
Yes.
Wow. So with them coming, because I got you already pulled up. So with with your athletes coming from Liberia, like what does that, just with everything that's happening in the world, what does that say? Like I said, he's an amateur, but he's here. He has some, he said no, he's blind, but no difficulties, he says. What does that say for you? Like, what is your message, to anyone that doesn't know anything about the Liberian Confederation? Like, what message are you trying to send by being here in Columbus and also in the Arnold? Because that is that's a prestige, even to be on the as a first timer. What do you want to send? What do you would like to say about what you're doing?
Well, my message is, I'm here to give hope, not just to Liberia, but to Africa as a whole and to young people all around the world. This, you know, we Liberia has its challenges like almost every African country, but we want to be able to give hope to young people to say, hey, there are other options out there that you can. It's not only soccer because soccer is huge in Africa, but there are other things
Mhm.
you can do that can change your story. This is a young man who, as he rightfully said, he has challenged it, and he got
Yeah.
money at the age of 3 years old. Him being the first in his family to leave the country and come outside to the US,
Wow.
that is an amazing, amazing story. And that's what we want to tell the people, that there's hope. There's hope.
Wow.
You,
And that is
if you put your mind to something, there are things that can come out of this, and this is a big story for Liberia.
yes, it is. I'm reading it now. And so how can we reach you? And how can our followers and our listeners reach you? And are you on social media? Like how can we follow this weekend and see how he does and have you come back on and talk about the experience after Arnold was over? Because I would love to hear about it more and what your take on it, because again, it's huge. Arnold coming in Columbus, Ohio, and him coming from Liberia. Like, I'm an educator and I teach my students are African descent. This is an amazing story to share. And how can we share your story and what is going on right now this weekend? How can we share that?
Absolutely. You can find me on Instagram as West Africa Strongman Festival, and on Facebook at Liberia Strongman Competition. Those are the two places you can find me, the social media handles. And please, 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 please follow us. Follow his story. His story is amazing, and we want to tell the world his story.
Yes, I just want to say thank you for
Thank
this opportunity for us to share. And it's
you.
Women's History Month. So you making history.
You
You
better.
making history.
I got a question. I got a
So
question.
one of our analysts has a question for you, Ms. Judah.
Um, um, my question is, are y'all trying to recruit women, for your country to try the
Yeah.
yeah, that or any other aspects of weightlifting?
Absolutely. It's still a new process. I mean, even for me, growing up as a child, this athleticism it isn't something that your parents teach you to do. So it's still kind of a work in progress. And our goal is to be able to take everybody with us. What is it? Female is not just a male dominated sport.
Right.
Want to let everybody and bring them on board, but you got to teach them and let them know and let them see. And our brothers in Zambia, they're actually three girls that they brought in, and one is on the top, and she's going to be competing in the finals. So
Oh,
Good.
yes.
Good.
is one of the competitors for the so we want to
That's
help
what's up.
to the rest of Africa and Liberia that, hey, if they can do it, we can do it too, and they can start seeing that this is a viable sport that we can involve ourselves in.
Yes.
Okay. I got one more question.
Yes, sir.
Um, I know. Have you ever had the opportunity to reach out to the Caribbean islands, since everything is almost connected to Africa? Have you ever get the opportunity to reach out to like Jamaica, Haiti, or whatsoever to try the competition, or any avenues when it comes up to weightlifting?
I have not, but I mean, with contacts, we would love to do so because we're all one, right? So
Right.
that is something, and that's a door that I'm open, that I'm willing to explore. Because again, if we can compete amongst each other, that also helps to build the sport and helps to bring more of us into the competition.
Okay.
This has been amazing. So what has been your experience? Even though it's day one, because Arnold is all weekend. Like, what's been the experience? What has been their reaction and their interaction since they've been here? Did you get here a couple of days prior?
Well,
And
well, I live in the U.S. I go back to produce the show in Liberia, so
okay,
I actually am on staff. with strongman. So I worked the show this morning. I did the firefighter show. So I was lifting all the tires and all the weights this morning and volunteering to help. But I told him, I said, I got to take this off. My athlete is competing. That you can't compete back here and cheering your athlete on. So you got to take the shirt off and go and work. So, my experience is just letting everybody know that we're here. What can we do to be a part of this, and how can we learn? Because again, it's a learning process. So we're looking at learning and taking it back.
Okay. This has just been amazing. Well, I already got you a following. I would love for you. I will send some information to you. I would love to have you come back on maybe next week if time permits to even learn more about the show that you produced back in Liberia. Again, my students are African descent, and I would love to share and for them to see. Again, for me, representation matters as an educator, and I would love for them to see and see and hear and understand that these are just opportunities that are there for them and for their families back home. Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. We had a bad connection there, and I know you said a lot. I'm so sorry that I'm going to have to ask you to repeat, if that's okay. We were losing power, and it was
I am an educator here in Columbus, Ohio, but my students that I still teach and love are African descent. And again, just this story, and thank you, Alcon, for having us the opportunity to have you come on the show. I would love after the show, after the Arnold's over, if time permits, to even talk to you more about your show back home and how more people here in our city, because there is a Liberian organization that's here, how we can connect you two, but to share more of what you're doing in our community to build up, to build opportunities, but also shed a light on what you're doing back here in the States, but also back in your home.
I will be delighted to do so. I mean, because again, that is my mission. That is my purpose. I said, the goal, I want to do an urban strongman competition where we can bring African Americans to compete. That's my goal, and that's my mission. That's where I'm going to. I was like, Black people are strong.
Right. Come on now. Yeah, we strong. I'm just like, I'm going to be running around. But so I got to find some time so I can come and meet you personally. I just want, oh my gosh, I'm armed, texting some of my students. And again, it's always good to be able to, like I said, representation matters, and be able to share what you are doing, because again, it speaks volumes. And the more people get to know about what you're doing and how you're changing mindsets and giving others opportunities to be their best, this is amazing.
Absolutely. And I truly appreciate you guys welcoming us because this is a dream come true. Let me just say this to you guys. It's a dream come true having me on here and being able to speak about this, because my vision is wide, and I'm saying, let's get, when we do the Africa Strongest, we want to be able to invite athletes from the U.S., African American athletes from the U.S. to come and compete. And that's the goal, and that's what we're working on. So I'm so excited. That's just it melts my heart knowing that you would like to talk to me more about this. So thank you so much.
Yes. So I know we're gonna be conscious of your time and value of your time. Rkelz, Bingo Bob, Grant, y'all have any other questions you would like to ask Ms. Morris?
No.
Okay.
Nope. Cover all the bases.
Okay.
Now, I have a quick question. How does your average day go for you since you've been here at the Arnold? Do you are you up at the crack of dawn going all the way to the last competition, or how's your day go?
So I don't live here. I lived in Beaver Creek, Ohio. We're military retired, and we live in Beaver Creek, Ohio for 7 years. I moved out of the Ohio area. I live in Maryland. So I flew in last night. My flight got in about 11, almost midnight last night. By the time I got home, I didn't get to bed until 2. I had to be up by 5:45, and I had to be at the convention center at about 7:30. So
Oh my
And we've
God.
been
You
in
had
there
a long one.
all day.
Yeah, yeah, long
So
one.
but that's within the work. When you're building something, it's not all roses. You
Yeah.
have to work
All right.
to get to where you want to get to. So you got to put in the work and then reap the
Right.
benefits at a later time. So for me, it's been exciting. I mean, we looked in and we had an international press today that picked up his story, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Like we didn't even know that they were there, and they found him online, and they did a story about him. So I mean, that just it just speaks to
Oh
where
wow. Okay.
where we're going.
Is that the story on the front page, African Online? Is
No,
that
it's
what?
a story that was done today, and they talk about because his trade, he's a mechanic. So they said a 34-year-old mechanic participates in, I forget the title, participates in the Arnold, something like that. It was an article, and it
Okay.
came. It's like a big press that I was like, it's called Essentialist Sports. I was like, who are they? But I guess they
Okay.
came in and picked up on the story. So I was just like, I was flabbergasted. I'm like,
I know
what?
you were like, yes.
But hey, I'm a PR person, so any story is good story as long as
That's it.
that.
I am too. So that's why I know I
Right.
get you all day. All stories, all like it's just visibility. Like no one knows that.
Absolutely,
It's visibility. Small and young, like those seeds are being dropped. So yes, I am watching it now and I am like on the story. So yes, I will get with Okan to see if we can talk more, have you come back on the show. But good luck. I
thank
just want to say Women's History Month. Like you listen, you making historic history at the Arnold. Just know that we are behind and supporting you, and I cannot wait to hear more. And now we got a reason to watch. Now I got some. Now I got a reason to go and watch the Arnold because I know it's been live. So, can you tell us really quick of what the schedule will look like tomorrow for him?
Well, tomorrow he's up with, because the Arnold, it's definitely what I say to you, and I don't want to discourage, but still go and watch the Arnolds. But today, competition was the first day of competition. It was a grueling competition, and we're gonna know tonight if he makes it into the finals. It's gonna
Okay.
be on social media, so we're waiting to see. If he doesn't, then he doesn't go to the finals on Sunday. Tomorrow is rest day for them, and then Sunday is the finals. So we're keeping our fingers crossed and hoping that he makes it to the finale. But if he doesn't, we'll go and root everybody else on. We know that one person might, because the women results came out, the men's didn't, because their category was he was in the 261 category, so their results haven't come up yet, so we don't know. But at least for the women, we know that the contestant from Zambia came in, and she's going to be competing in the finals on Sunday. But with that being said, listen, we're here to support, and those athletes, African American athletes that are in the competition, we're rooting for them 100%. So even if he doesn't make it, please
Right.
watch, and let's support
Yes,
all
we
those athletes
will.
that are competing, because they're making history.
Can you share the woman, the young woman that is the Zambian that is actually going to the finals? Are you able to share her name? Do you know where
You
we
know,
can?
I don't know her name offhand, but I am
Okay.
in touch with her manager, because we're working on Africa Strongest for November. So we're all part of a team. So I can definitely get you in touch with them, because it would be a great thing to have her on. I'm telling you, she's a big girl, and she's really doing she did some stuff today.
Okay. Well, I need to find out who she is. I'm gonna get on Con and listen. When you have this competition, contact Sports Kels Diva,
Yes,
Sports
ma'am.
Kels Podcast, because we need to be a part of that. I would
Absolutely.
love
And I
and to
think
be
you
able to
should
share in
definitely
some way capacity to share what is happening.
And I think you should definitely do something on Dion Masters, because she is the owner of the Arnold Strongman Amateur World event. So you should definitely, and she's an African American female. So I think that's something, or someone that you guys should really, really reach out to, because she's doing something massive there.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. And yes, we will be watching on Sunday. I'll be doing with a con, and because we work together in sports. So just thank you again for your time, and good luck this weekend. And we
Yeah,
will talk
good
to you
luck.
soon.
Good
Thank you
luck.
guys
All
so
right,
much.
good
I
luck.
truly appreciate you guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Good luck.
Oh, con.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, Paul?
Out-
Good dog?
So, Okan, so what has been the interaction? Because I know you always. This is why I love you, because you always take the narrative of our new Americans. And so, what has been going on? Because I see that you must be like in there, you know, with them. Are you in? Are you at the? Or are you at the hotel? Like, where are you at? Like, are you done for the evening?
Yeah, I'm done for the evening.
Okay.
So back tomorrow.
Okay.
One of the greatest thing about the competition is there are it's over 100,000 spectators that are going to be coming to this event. Not only that, uh, 80 athletes from 80 countries will be competing in this year tournament. So that is the amazing thing
Yeah,
about the
that's
competition.
good.
So it's an
That's
amazing.
good.
That has changed drastically from whew, when I was bodybuilding back in 2013, when I was competing. That means that has literally. So, what do you think has changed to give more new Americans and people of color opportunities that they never had before? In because you'll probably see Gladiator, as I call him Gladiator, but it's Sean Trainer Jones. He owns the heavyweight belt for the Arnold. So he always competes in the wrestling match. So what do you feel is changing the tide in new Americans competing in the Arnold?
All right, I'm gonna keep it 100, and
Yeah, keep it 100.
I'll keep it 100. So one thing I like about this competition is Arnold Schwarzenegger is an immigrant, right? Um, he's not from America. He wasn't born here, but his story itself is remarkable, right? He started bodybuilding and competing what in 79, 78, right?
Right.
So to he represents the embodiment of immigrants doing incredible thing in the sports, right? Um, he went from bodybuilding to acting to politics, but he never left the sports that really put him on the map. So that is why over 80 countries have produced a significant amount of talent from strongmen, strongwoman, amateur. Um, you even have Scottish uh, athletes competing as well, children dancing,
Okay.
different ages, different backgrounds. It's amazing thing. So that is the embodiment of the honor, created by an immigrant, right? But by the immigrants and somebody who's really made it in America and really opened up doors for other athletes internationally to come
Okay.
and compete at the highest level. That is, again, the embodiment of opening up doors for everybody, right?
Right.
So that is really the yeah, that is all I can say without stuttering, without me. I get sometimes a little nervous, but that's what I can say is um he represent America. He represent the immigrant or refugee community, and he really continue to put the competition at the highest level. Arnold Schwarzenegger, um, the classic again has when you have over 100,000 spectators coming to a
Right.
city like Columbus, Ohio, that's big volume,
That
Yeah,
right?
speaks for you.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it
big
does.
volume. So when the competition was not the competition, but when the spectators were done 2020 pandemic, right? I had also had a chance to cover that event. There was no spectators, right? And it was a big deal because in 3 days, right, between March 2nd and March 5th, the sports, the events, pour in over $20 million to the city
Wow.
because you have people traveling
But
from
yeah,
outside of the country to come watch it. That's an amazing thing.
yeah.
Right.
So can you share with us again who the athlete was, the strongman athlete that we were talking to,
Yeah, Mr. Thomas.
Mr. Thomas?
Yep, I will share his information. But yes, like so when I saw him, because they invited me over, right? So when I saw him, and he was competing in three different layers. I look at his eyes, and I'm just like, especially somebody who's in the medical field, like myself. I look at his eyes, I'm like, he's blind from his left eye. And
Mm.
I don't know if people realize that he's competing with like 20 people uh doing the same lifting, but
Right.
those people have two visions.
He only have one.
Only have one. And I
One.
kept looking, and everybody's cheering him on, or everybody said, "Go, go, go!" It was amazing. But I don't. But the thing I'm trying to say is this: people were cheering him on without knowing whether or not he was blind from one eye or not. If people
Okay.
knew that, I believe they would have, eh, you know,
Increased.
yeah, everybody like a great sports story. I don't think people knew that. If they knew that, I'm telling you, regardless of how he finished, everybody would have been like, "Wow, let's go and share this man on," no matter how he finished. So it's an incredible story.
That is incredible stories. And that's why I'm like so
Wagwan Okan.
It was
and
going on.
that's why it's just so exciting for you to share. And I just want to say thank you, Akan, for giving us the opportunity to, to be the one, to be the media outlet to talk to Miss Morris and to talk to Mr. Thomas, because again, that speaks volumes of the our community and how it's growing in that sport. Because like you said, the Arnold Classic is a prestige competition, like you said, that brings people from all over the country right here in Columbus, Ohio. So what have you seen just besides the strongman competition? Just really quick, give us a rundown what has happened in the first day. I know it's all weekend. Give us some highlights, what people can see as a spectator who has never been. Because again, when the Arnold Classic comes here, many, many people don't go watch. They've never been. They don't think about it because it's like they really talk about the bodybuilding. And that's how I was until I became a bodybuilder. And then I went my first time, was like, oh my God, there's so much to do for families. So really share, if you can, really quick about what there is to do for families and, what you will see in the next couple of days. You might as well. So there you go.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Oh,
Bob hiding in the background.
Oh.
no.
Who's up?
Turn on my camera.
Like, I'm just like, what? Okay, so I guess they use the audio only. So, Okan, I know you're probably somewhere, so we're just going to wrap up the show. And I just want to say thank you to Ms. Morris and Mr. Thomas for coming on. They are live at the Arnold. Yes, that was informative. It was amazing. Amazing. It's Women's History Month. It's March Madness. We about to go ham in like the next about 2 weeks. We are going to have, like we have every year, we'll be able to bring it back, March Madness Challenge, to see who was going to be reigning supreme. Last year we had it, and we had a good time. So I know this year it's going to be full out. So we'll be sending that information out next day or two, because March 12th is when they'll do all the selection. And again, March Madness is here. Creed 3 is out. It's a part of the Rocky trilogy. So make sure you go out. I've heard some great things already. Be safe this weekend. I know, I cannot wait to go see it. But there's a lot happening. There's some community events. Really quick, we have our community. Grinch is also, let you share more about your community organization on Facebook, what you do, and if there's any events that you would like to highlight before we get off the air.
Why? But anyways, I have a community platform called Mr. D's Community Corner. I put a lot of informative community events, far as in Columbus, Ohio, and maybe surrounding areas, but mainly Columbus, Ohio, and put a lot of important information about health, education, what's going on in the city, and high school, middle school, what's going on. So I just love for you to check out the page. If you like it, cool. If you don't, by all means, but it is an informative page. I also got a lot of stuff on there, like I even put church services. So if people don't like to physically go to church, I put a couple of the streams on there. So I put a lot of stuff on there to make it more for all ages. So hopefully you'll be able to check it out. Again, it's called Mr. G's Community Corner, and the community director on it. But other than that, I'm gonna swing it right back to Kel because I will get you for this, and you still owe me my food.
Yes, well, Mr. G's Community Corner is an amazing page. Public group, find them on Facebook. We want to say congratulations to one of our friends, Creole the Greek. They are in the new Arena District restaurant just opened up this week. So listen, if you're down at the Arnold, make sure if you want some authentic New Orleans food, make sure you go. It is next to Chipotle and it's right in the Arena District. You will be able to, I'm not sure the hours, go check it out. It has been all in the news. So shout out to our friend. We are excited. Javier, yes, the Greek. I mean, Louisiana cuisine. Talking about amazing food. So just to be able to see that she has a store, just a restaurant right in prime time in the new Arena District. Yeah. So
and she also has a restaurant at the East Market too. So don't forget that one either.
Right. So if you can't go there, go to the one in the East Market, but both. If you're visiting the city, make sure you get out there, go. She's right there. I know she'll be open for the Arnold and have great restaurants, but make sure you visit Creole the Greek. So we'll have Mr. G's Community Corner put her sign into our live feed tonight, so that you will be able to know what you're looking for when you get down there, and just go visit. Go see Okan from New American Magazine. He is the media outlet that is covering the Arnold. So I'm gonna give it up. Okan always is able to get out there and get those great stories.
Good job.
So we're gonna wrap it up tonight. We at the 10:30 mark. It's all time. Tomorrow, Epic Kids class. Empower Our Youth Foundation will be on CW. So CW in the morning at 7:30, and then on Sunday we get Tupo on ABC News at 10 o'clock. And they'll be highlighting Empower Our Youth Foundation. Again, I am just a face, but thank you. But there is so many families. Give it up to our Epic Kids Academy. We're going to Coastside tomorrow. All the organizations that are behind us and supporting us. And again, just like Ms. Moore said, it's visibility. Sometimes that's all you have is just visibility to change your life. And literally Chamber of Commerce, Urban League, Maybach have changed Empower Our Youth's lives and allowing us to be visible and sharing our resources and services with families and what we do. So make sure you tune in. You might even see your picture on TV. So have a wonderful evening. Be blessed. And Okan, I can't wait to come back on Friday and tell us all the happenings from the Arnold. All right, crew. See you later.
Peace.